Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Z episode 363. I'm Chris Adams, the Ticket Master, joined by...
Cthulhu!
That is not correct. RPG.
Don't know my life. I could be Cthulhu.
And...
Entraptical!
So yeah. Today, we've got some RRR, which we've been playing, and... Do we have any news, Tropical? Because I didn't ask before the podcast.
We can find it. We can do it live!
Looks like we don't have news, but I guess we'll find it. On our way. Also, I choked on some bread before the podcast, and some is still, like, you know, finding its way out of
Inside
my
of his lungs.
lungs into my not lungs. So yeah.
That doesn't work like that.
So yeah, what I've been playing. I didn't play any Vita because I didn't go to work this week, and I didn't.
Oh no! Wait, why'd you not go to work this week?
Because I was.
I feel like there's a story behind this. Please explain.
Well,
We'd love to know.
If you'd like to know, I was at a family function all weekend and hanging with my family. That's what I was doing.
Well, this isn't exciting at all. I take it back.
And I didn't take my Vita with me because I didn't need it because I was hanging out with my family and having family time, talking to my family.
I'm disappointed. I was expecting something more exciting, like you were
Bonding
like
with my family.
secret and spying or something,
Nope.
and then stuff happened. Then you became a CIA agent overnight, and then other stuff happened. I don't know. I'm just disappointed.
I have been playing the weekly thingies, operations or whatever in Mass Effect, but it's like, you know, it's no big deal. It's whatever. Just like just a little play one thingy, get some XP and credits and blah blah. So haven't gotten the chance to binge out. I mean, I've had plenty of chances to binge out on it, but it's like, you know, kind of not really fond of binging out on games after this nice break I'm taking from Destiny of like playing it once a week. It's like, this is a good balance. I'm finding balance in the Force finally after all these years. It's nice. I need to not, just overdo it all the time, and maybe I can finally learn the lesson that is that word I can't think of right now. And there it goes.
Moderation?
That! Yes! That. Because, Tekken's all about the crack out and just 12-hour binge sessions, and then it's like, oh, the sun's going down. Oh, the sun's coming up. What happened? I was playing a game. But it's like, hey, stop. Just keep going. It's like, oh, man, I love it. I can't get enough. And it's like, oh, don't have any energy, and just pass out and fall asleep. It's like, oh. And then you wake up and it's like, oh, let's do it all again after I eat some breakfast. And it's like, oh, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's the best. So yeah, didn't play Final Fantasy VIII. Didn't play any Hand of Fate.
Well, we have to hear the latest in Squall and Company.
Well, I'm sorry, RPG. I didn't play it, so you're not going to hear it.
No.
What did I... Oh, actually, I did... See, okay, so there's, like, one game I played, a couple games I played. I played something last week I didn't talk about, which was Zone of the Enders, the first one, because I played the HD collection. Not a lot to say there. Yeah, all the stuff I had, played, I don't have, too much to say, because it's, whatever, it's, nothing super detailed, except for maybe Marvel Heroes, but I'll get to that at the end. I only played it for, an hour, so it's, whatever.
Only an hour?
So, yeah, Zone of the Enders not a long game.
I played it for, super 50,000 hours.
And, definitely has not aged as well as the second one, because, man, it is not as fun. It's... I don't know. It's weird.
It's a lot more basic.
Yeah, it's super basic, and just go here, do this, and then find the thing to get to the thing.
Well,
to
of
get
course
to the
it
thing.
is, because they had to. I mean, the second one they added new stuff and charge attacks and magic and
it's like, man, how do you
intrigue
get from there to from here? It's like it's such a large jump. It's like
because
all
it's
the
called
stuff.
development. Tekken.
I guess it's like Borderlands and Borderlands 2. Because it's like Borderlands is good, but it's not super
Basic.
good. I mean, it's
It
still
likes
really good.
Uggs and
fun.
Starbucks coffee.
What? Did you just say
Kinda
bugs
like,
and Starbucks coffee?
Yeah, it's basic.
The difference between Uncharted 1 and 2, but not as stark, or I guess it's more like Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, the difference.
Oh my, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed is bare bones, and 2, I'm guessing, is... Well, I played 2. It is definitely more than 1.
It was
Because
like
there's a lot
more
going
than the
on.
first one.
You can even build a city of sorts and place
It's also not
buildings and stuff.
super awful. So there's that.
Yeah,
Get your
that might be
opinion, man.
too. Like some of the enders wasn't awful, but it's just like very basic compared to the second one.
It wasn't amazing compared to the second one, basically.
Yes.
The second one made you want to slap your mother and call her Susie.
Wow, this could be a whole middle segment about game
Which
and then
sequels
yeah,
like
sequel of game
transcended?
that was like
Their
holy mackerel.
originals.
How did they get from here to here if that first game was just ugh, and then the second one's like oh.
It made you very. Actually, there's quite a few games like that. We should do that as a segment one of these days.
But yeah, back to what I've been playing.
Somebody write that down so we don't forget.
So besides doing the enders, I played some. Wow, I didn't play a lot this week, did I? I played Destiny in the Destiny weekly raid party. So we did that. We got through Vault of Glass twice with all the challenges, and then on our third one, all the East Coast people were too tired. Or not too tired, but like, you know, some Hobo was like, I'm going to bed, F this crap. And then we had some other people, we brought in like someone that was like underleveled anyway, so it was like, look, we can carry them through. But we couldn't carry them through because we got to the Templar fight and the challenge. We were trying to get that done. And we were so close, like multiple times, of like getting him down to like the T in the first the Templar, like the first T from the. So it was like less than like 10% or less health. And like he would always like something would always bad happen. Like 3 times we got him there, and then he'd like either teleport or Zarfa would die, and just we couldn't kill him. It's just like we're so close. So yeah, whatever, team fell. Yeah, Vault of Glass, still a fun ride. Still a fun raid.
Oh, Templar was the one that was trouble?
Yeah.
Wait, Templar's always the one that's trouble.
And
Yeah, the other ones are pretty. Well, I mean, Atheon has his moments when he's not cooperating, and he's like, "I'm just gonna glitch out real quick, guys. Have fun with that."
actually,
And then-
our second time through, it was a clean shot. We didn't we didn't wipe at all until we got to Atheon and the Gatekeepers, because you're having Gatekeeper issues as far as like getting the shield, and then shield people,
shield.
and then
Then holding the line
people, or
outside.
people not dying rather when they went to get the shield, and then stuff going down after that. And then
I was in the chat. I wasn't in the game, but I was listening, and like the first part of the second run seemed very clean, and then there was a lot of talking about stuff's going down.
And then Nathan wasn't that bad because he's pretty easy. You basically only need 2 damage phases and you can kill him if you've got the right gear equipped. And you don't have people goofing off with their, I'm going to use Necrochasm or that other crappy hand cannon that nobody ever uses.
Hey, Necrochasm
First
is
curse.
super awesome. What are you talking about? Hey, you watch your mouth. First curse
Zephyr
is
doing
amazing.
whatever and like, I'm going to use Lord of Wolves the whole time. It's like, dude, we need DPS, dude. DPS. Like,
Curse.
But yeah, that's what we did, and then after that happened, or not after that, or yeah, after we after Voltron disformed and went back to the 5 lion dens, I finally
That's how Voltron works?
I finally got
Kind of.
I finally got through the first part of the Age of Triumph quest on my Titan, which is getting the 5 story missions of the week, or not of the week, but like just 5 in total done. So that was like a thing. So yeah, I did that, and I was like, okay, now I can start in the second phase next week, I guess, on all my characters, which is do 3 patrol missions on each patrol area. Oh.
Yay?
So I already know what the air quote reward is for this quest, but since I don't have it, it's part of my brain. That very small part of my brain that's still there, that's like, I need that thing in Destiny even though I don't need it and I just want it, is like, get it, I can get it, so And I believe next week's raid is
I think that's called
Sports.
drug addiction. Is what that is, tech.
I'm not addicted, I can play anytime I want, so
That also
I don't have that
is
problem.
one of
I know what
the
you're talking about.
signs of drug addiction.
Exactly what those people say.
Yeah, but that's exactly what that sounds
I mean,
like.
I've been playing this game for 3 years, and it was originally a 10-year plan, but I'm going to stop it preemptively, and I'll be clean, so it's fine. It's totally fine.
I don't think you can.
I think I can. I know I can.
I don't think you can.
took care of RPG. I have a plan, and that's all that matters. If
I
I
don't
just stick
think
to
you
the
do.
plan, everything's cool.
I think you're doomed.
Um, let's see what else happened. Well, I guess nothing really else happened, but yeah. So it's we did Crota last week, a lot of class this week, so Oryx and Axis, and then I will just switch to my characters depending on whatever week it is on who doesn't have the armor for that raid, and be like, let me try to get this armor so I can get my sexy ornamentations all done. Yay!
You're
And
ornamented.
we only have a few months left, and then no more Destiny 1. Or at least that's probably what's going to happen, so yeah.
Oh
And
no,
I'll be
you're gonna end up.
free.
You're gonna play Destiny 2 because
That
you
is
have to get
not going. That's not going to happen.
your new staff, your new pole dancer, and the Captain America Titan, and whatever the hell it is that the Warlocks are turning into.
Flaming Sword.
They're a flaming sword.
Or they're
How
Hammer Titan with the
appropriate.
sword. So
How
it's a sword
appropriate.
warlock because they're using swords and not hammers.
Sword Warlock. I'm pretty sure
So it's
there's
the same
something like
thing.
that.
They just throw swords and not. Well, they don't throw the swords. They just like shoot out beams of sun energy from their swords instead of throwing hammers.
Sun energy, which should like incinerate anything it looks at, basically, because the sun. So they should be the most overpowered class ever. Or I'm calling hacks.
Besides Destiny, I played. Wow, I almost forgot. That's funny. Even though I just
Like
said it
World of
earlier.
Warcraft. Gross.
I played. I was playing some Tekken games because I wanted to like get all in my brain, muscle memory, all the stuff because it's been a while. And I was just like, I remember not playing a lot of Tekken Tag 2 when that came out, and like I loaded it up, and I only had like 3 endings. I was like, wow, I barely played this game. So I went back to Wikipedia. Or just like looked it up on the internet. I was like, what came out around this time? And apparently it came out like a week or two before Borderlands 2. And I was very into Borderlands 2. So I was like, oh, that's what happened. It got sidelined because I was like, oh, new shiny thingy with sweet loot drops. Sorry, Tekken, since it's Tekken Tag 2, you don't have that. And I went back to
Y'all
Tekken
remember?
6, which is like my least favorite Tekken because I was like, well, let me get some recap of the story. And I started going through the cutscenes. I was like, ugh, yeah,
I'm
nah.
sorry.
And then
You played Tekken for the story?
I CRPG.
I will play
that's
Tekken 7 for the story.
that's the thing of like how I've like fallen from grace, and I say Chris Adams Tekken Master, and not I'm Tekken Master because it's like I'm just a dude that at one point in my life I played a lot of Tekken, and that may not always be the case, but at one time that was the thing, and I kind of got this gamer tag, and I gotta stick with it, and luckily the genre has evolved where they're trying to prop up the story and make it a thing. And there's a video I watch on YouTube, and it's like Tekken's about fanciful characters and fun times and like this weird storyline. It's not about oh man, look how super deep and cohesive and whatever the story is, and just yeah, isn't it great? It's so compelling and awesome and blah blah. It's like, nah, dude, I just want to pick a kangaroo with boxing gloves on and beat people up because I can, because video games, yeah. Or a raptor that does the same thing
Okay.
because also boxing gloves on them. Or a giant bear, or a panda, or a fighting statue. It's whatever. It's like I just want to just pick this character and
Or a
like push
wooden
buttons
guy.
and beat up on
He's made
stuff
out of
and feel
wood.
empowered. It's great. That's what
Gotcha,
that's what
wow.
that's one of the many things video games are for. Is like just doing that thing that makes you feel that way.
Wait, because that was the one that
All up
Gong
in
was
your
in that series, right? The
Erogenous
little mini
zone.
dinosaur?
Yes, Tekken 3 is where Gon was
Because I remember
only
using him
appearance.
and I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And then I never saw him again. So,
Gong is
I
apparently like a
never
licensed character.
really? From where?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either. And then one day I was like, really? So like, because they had, oh, who were the other licensed characters?
I don't know, Tropical. Who were they?
Can't remember. But like Soul Calibur had
Oh, you
that
mean
one
Spawn
with, like
and
Spawn
Link?
and yep,
Yeah.
and Heihachi.
Hey, Hachi.
Although Heihachi is their own, so
Man,
a
our
free
carry
licensed
is
character.
awful at protecting me, so I should probably just follow someone else.
So yeah, I played a bunch of random Tekken stuff and then recapped on the story because I was like, exactly where are we in 6? And because I hated the scenario campaign mode in 6. It was just so bad. I was just like, oh, and then like that's how you got the story of that one, and just like, Lars is the worst. And just yeah, it just all these feelings I have about Tekken 6 and how I don't like it. It just like reopened the can. I was like, just yeah, it was not a fun time.
What kind of can was it?
It was a very smelly, decrepit, broken down can that you look at it and you feel soulless and dead inside. Um,
Unbreak.
I know. For real. Jeez.
let's see. So yeah, I did that, and then Tekken Tag 2, I played a bit because I was like, man, I don't know any of the endings. I should do that. But then I was like, that's gonna take a while, dude. And I was like, yeah, let me just do something else, or yeah, let's not do that. And then let's see. What did I? Oh yeah, Marvel Heroes came out. Apparently, it's weird because it's like it says I mean, it's the full game because there's trophies in it, but like
Kind
there's
of.
still beta lettering in the game. And I was like, is this in the beta? Is it done? I guess it's just like Gmail, just before it was done with beta, and like it's just gonna be there for a while, and they just let us have it in play. 'Cause it's like whatever working state. If it breaks, we'll just patch it because video games. And Cyclops, yes, finally. After playing it for a while on the PC and like never getting that character, you can just pick whoever you want to be at the beginning. It's great. Like they're just like who you want to be, and then it's like if you're sure you want to be that character, you can get them now, or you can just play them to level 10, any of them for free, because it's free to play, and then just check them out and be like, oh, this character's kind of cool. But
I think you do get to choose one character though that you get to like fully unlock after the 10 mark thing.
Yeah, but like when it came out on PC, I remember like the only character you could get quickly initially, I think, was Daredevil. They just gave it to you.
No, in PC you could choose from like the starting characters. So you had Storm,
Oh right,
Daredevil, two other
there weren't
ones.
very many. I remember.
I think it was Scarlet. No, it wasn't Scarlet Witch. It was like I just remember like Storm and Daredevil were two of them, and there's like two other ones. I can't remember who they are.
I don't think even
Maybe
if I had
three.
known that there was Storm, I would have chosen Storm. Yeah, I think when I played it, like Daredevil was the coolest of them, and it was because I think it was like
That's saying a lot
they
actually.
didn't really have. It wasn't like the
Yeah, the roster was like
popular,
way less
super
than it is now.
powered people. Yeah. So.
There's quite a few of them on the current version that you can play as up to level 10 anyway.
It's supposed to be like 30 something of them.
It's pretty interessante. I kept switching between characters once we got through the tutorial, so I have played with Scarlet Witch and Storm, some other person who I forgot.
And then it was neat because I played on PC and it's very similar, but it's not 100% the same. The way like they start you because they added some stuff. Because in the PC they didn't have like the Venom part where you go and fight Venom. Like you have like the raft part's the same, and like the Hell's Kitchen area is like the second area still. And like so like the first like the main story like the first like the areas that you go through are the same, but like the way that it's structured is different. Because you go, and I mean, like the living laser part, that's the same. But then, like the part wherever they stick Venom in, like that's different. And then I think the part with Doc Ock and Kingpin is like still there too, because it's like next part of the story. But then the part with the Shocker and the Rhino, I think is more focused, but before you get to the next area. So they changed the structure a bit there, so that's kind of cool. And then
I don't
also
think
like
there
the
were
engine
even
is like way different
cutscenes
from
when I
like when it was
first
at the
saw
very
it.
beginning.
Oh,
Yeah, that too. I
Kitty
think.
Pryde. That was her. I was like, I know somebody. To see how useless she was.
Actually, I could go back and see because I think I saw it on my YouTube channel as far as like when I first streamed it. I think the story stuff was in there, Tropical. Because I remember the Watcher cutscenes. I was like, oh, this was in there before, unless they added it later, and I'm remembering it wrong. But
Just don't remember, you.
whatever. So yeah, it was
Maybe
nice.
I played it super early.
It was nice to finally play this game on console. I'm like, oh, it does work. So yeah, that is nice that it works. I mean, it's weird to like
There it
not
is
to
now.
like play a game in 2017 and like not have control of the camera and be like, oh, I came with the camera. So that's kind of weird. But once you get past that, it's like, okay, well, this is just a fixed camera, isometric, Diablo style. Let's do this adventure. And it's cool to just go through the public areas when there's like a ton of people, like Tropical says, and like they're just doing stuff, and like there's an event, and or like a public event thing happens, and it's like,
Wait, there's events?
stop the thingy or do the
Nope.
thingy. And it's like, oh man, look at all the people on screen. Everything's happening. Stuff's going down. Oh my gosh, this is chaotic. Oh, and the summon,
powers are, like,
the summon powers
ridiculous.
that they added, those are cool because I got Beast and Iceman. I was like, oh man, awesome. Thanks, Hank. Thanks, yeah. Yeah.
Our yin is garbage.
And they come in for a couple seconds, beat stuff up, leave. It's great. Great. Bobby Drake, yeah. Poison
When do
stuff.
you get the summons? Because
One of them you get at the beginning, I think, or like level 2 or something. One of the like early levels, and then the other one you get
Yeah.
like a couple of levels later, before level 10.
Really?
Because I'm level 9 now, so I think level 7 or 8. I don't know.
because
So I got the Iceman one after I got the Beast one. I was like, oh, I have more than one now. Yay! So that was cool.
I don't think I got one. Where do you get them from?
Wait, are you playing Cyclops?
Who? Me? No.
Yeah.
What?
No, yeah, because Cyclops, his skills are all like. He
Oh,
calls
he's the
X-Men.
summon. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I don't get. It's like I didn't get any summons. I didn't realize it was exclusive to him.
Yeah, before I logged out, I was looking through the menu, and apparently there's a thing where you can like go on patrol in Manhattan. So I want to check that out when I log back in, because it's like apparently it's like level 1 to 60. So I'm guessing there's like stuff in there of like for like
Yay.
super low level people that you can just like as a low level person just like go through and be like and then like some like high level like come through and save you. Like, oh man,
Save me, save
thanks
me,
Iron
save me.
Man.
We can aimless assemble after the podcast. Yay! We can be the actual Avengers this time. Copyright not included. Please
Yeah,
don't sue
that
us.
part was annoying. Like, so I saw other people playing, and I was like, "Oh, cool! It must be an open beta." And I tried to join, but like, there's no way to join games. You can only set up and start games, but
Start
you
'em,
can't
yeah.
can't join other people's.
Which
I'm
doesn't
like,
make sense. But then again, it's in beta, quote unquote. So
That is something they should definitely add then.
Yeah, and then during like one of the loading screens, it said something about like the couch co-op thing. I completely forgot about. I was like, oh man, there's couch co-op. I could totally play with my invisible friend. That doesn't exist. So yeah. Good to know. And,
sorry.
let's see. Power Heroes. Tekken. Oh, I played some PS2 stuff because my friend came over and he's like, hey, all these PS2 games that I found. Check this out.
Just said you
And I
You
don't
lied, basically.
remember what they were. Like one of them was Ninja Saw. I remember that because it was a Lycan game. I was like, man, I haven't played Lycan game in forever. And then, which is also weird because like ninjas with guns is like this is very historically inaccurate. Whatever. Oh wait, Tribes Assault. Because I hadn't played it and I didn't know like what any of the buttons did. And then like we did part of the tutorial. I was like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. F this game. Oh, not F this game. But, like this game's old and just very dated. And then some other game that was like by 3DO or something. I think. Oh yeah, Warjets. That's what it's called. It was weird because I was like, man, this game looks very dated and old, and I couldn't tell it was what parts of this. Like yeah, I could. It didn't occur to me like what was happening until like later on. And I was like, oh, this is yeah. It was super weird. Oh, I just realized there's one more game I need to talk about that I did play that I did play this week. I will end on because I believe this is the last one. I'm thinking back in my
amazing?
brain. Yeah, Walking Dead season 3 is done. And I gotta say, it was good, but I will give it the title of worst of the best because not better than season 1, not better than season 2. Not to say that that's a bad game, but it's just not. It didn't top their previous work, and it was just like,
Because Clementine died, isn't it?
no, it's just like the emotional payoff. The problem. Okay, here's the problem with the season is that like. You are like you've gone through things and done stuff and been through things and lived through things with Clementine, and then they just rip you away from her and they're like, hey, play Javier, and it's like, what? So it's like they introduce these new characters that you don't care about and these new people that you don't care about and their relationship is like, I don't give a F about these people. I don't care about Clementine and AJ. F these a-holes. It's like, so you have this like whole build-up over the course of the season. And it feels very, not artificial, but like, they were trying, like, they did their telltale thing. But it's like, if you don't have any investment in that, which I didn't really, because I was like, F your brother, F
Oh my.
if his wife who keeps trying to get up all up in me and be like, I mean, not get up whoa, no,
Whoa.
that's not what to say.
Whoa.
Get all up on me and be like, hey,
Like
hey,
that.
Javi,
Kinda
hey, Javi,
aimless.
hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Oh, you want to kiss? Oh, you want to kiss? It's like, whoa, 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 lady, whoa. Okay, I know we're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse,
that's that,
and nobody's getting on anymore because you don't have time for that. And around in the corner, there's like a walker that can like eat your brains and stuff. But inappropriate, lady. All right. And like, did you not just like? Is there something wrong with you? Did you not just like live through that last season the last episode that we lived through and saw that dude ain't dead? So I don't know why you're trying to get all up on this. And I know he's a terrible person, but hey, maybe you should look in the mirror and be like, I've made a couple bad life decisions, and just live with that because I don't deal with broken goods and damaged goods. So GTFO lady, you and your weird
all
family
FOs.
that I guess I'm also part of because I'm your brother-in-law. But hey, get up off me, okay?
Wait, your sister-in-law was hitting on you?
It's weird. The thing is like it's really good because like the things that they do with that in the season, but it just felt very manufactured of like they're trying to like force it, and then like if you go with it, I'm guessing you have a better time because it's like more just like dun 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 with the cliffhangers and just like the stuff that they do, but. Man, it just for me it didn't pay off because like F you Kate because I don't like you're just like this lady that's all like trying to do this to me and I'm not having any of it. And then my brother's crazy and I hope I can save him. And it's, I mean, like the more I played, the more I was like, this is very similar to something. My bro Kenny, but he wasn't my bro. I mean, he literally was my bro, but he wasn't my bro. It was super weird. I was like, this may be my brother in game, but he's kind of an a-hole. So it's like. Because I hadn't like gone through anything with him except for like the flashback stuff that they have, which is another thing is like this one has the flashbacks like up the wazoo, and like just to me it didn't work. Like the one time Telltale tries to like have some flashbacks and like do that, it just unless it was Clementine, like Clementine stuff was like A+ material, but Javi is just like whatever, dude. Like I mean not whatever, dude. It was still good, but it's just like it wasn't there because it felt so like they're trying to like just shove it down your throats. So it's like
maybe you just missed
Telltale,
like the subtle cues and everything about the character.
I mean, there's stuff there. It's just, it's
maybe
like,
you didn't understand his inner turmoil and his struggle.
Please, RPG, please, okay? Because there's like a whole part at the end where it's like you have a flashback sequence and like you have to and like I ended up promising something to my father who had just been diagnosed with a disease, and then I'm like, oh, well. And then you come back to the episode and it's like, oh, something's going down. Something's going down. Jews taken Jews. Are you going to uphold your dying father's wish, or are you going to do the other thing? And it's like, curses. I was already going to uphold my thingy because that's like how I roll in The Walking Dead. So it was on my side of the I don't do these things. I mean, that being said, this season did like. Even though I wasn't playing as, one of my characters, I was just playing this dude. I mean, it's whatever. See, I didn't feel like any connection with Javi because it's like he's just some dude that's like thrown in there. It's like, So it's like anyway, I broke my rule, and I'm okay. Even though I mean, technically, I did kill them. It wasn't really a killing. It was a euthanization because like they were like, please kill me, and I was like, okay, sure.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Tropical, that is not how that works. Okay, mercy killing is still killing, which is why I said I broke my rule because even though he's like, oh, I'll tell you where bleep blarp is if you euthanize me, and I'm like, no, but then I was like, I must know, I can't not do it, and then I was like, well, maybe I can do it, and then just back up, and then I was like, damn it, I can't.
Wait,
you
did it for personal gain?
Yeah,
Isn't
Tropical.
That worse?
No, because I needed the intel.
Actually.
Okay, it's like Mass Effect style. Get the intel, or let the dude just walk away. Not telling you what he knew. And it's like, well, dude, I gotta know this, so you gotta die. But you wanted to die anyway, so it's cool, right? And he's like, yeah, kill me. And it's like, okay, sure. And it's like, I mean, that is a situation.
That's not cool.
That's a situation because because I feel no guilt in this scenario because he wanted to die anyway. He was like, kill me, and I was like, all right, dude. And I was like, whatever, man. Like, here's
We're all going to die.
Whoa, Tropical. Whoa, I know that, but
die.
He was all like, I don't want to live anymore. Oh, the things have gotten so bad. Oh, but I know something. If you euthanize me, I'll tell you. He taking break a rule. And I was like, well,
how that goes.
I did not foresee this happening. However, as luck would have it,
Although the
I
real question is,
really need to know
what he
this.
told you actually, was it actually worth it?
Here's the thing. Okay, here's the other thing about season 3 is like I think it also has like a thing where season 2 had like so many endings. Like I think that is a thing because I got this ending screen from my Clementine where it's like your Clementine made it up, blah 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 blah. But then you have like so many, so it's like a really cool thing where it's like your decisions like have multiple effects on multiple characters, and then like mine that made it through have like all these things, like they are the way they are because of what I did. But then, like it was such a what's that word called? But like so many people died, dude. Like you get to the end of that part, like when you get to the end and like it shows like all the profiles of like the characters in the season, and like I'm like looking at it and I'm like, wow, I did not save very many people this season. Like it's just like a bunch of faces with like X's through them. And I'm like, Now on PS4 when I play
same way
this,
with season 2 though, because I mean everyone in season 2 died.
that is true. That is true. So like now I'm kind of wondering like, can they all make it? Can they not all make it? So it's like it's a telltale magic of like, well, part of me is like some of them probably can make it, but then maybe they can't. I don't know. But then some of them I know can because I euthanize them, and some of them I'm not so sure just because it's like, if I had not done something else, would they have still made it to the end of it or the end of the season? Because I know they would have made it through the episode, but I don't know if they would have made it to the end of the season. Who knows? And then it's super crazy because there is a person that is like introduced as a not like the main villain, but like they kind of caused all this stuff to happen, and then they got away. So it's like I have unfinished business with season 3 because at the end it's like, we don't know the whereabouts of this person, and when you had the chance, you didn't shoot them in the face, Tekken. Well, because you don't kill people, and now I'm like, oh, okay, so now I feel all guilted because I euthanized some dude, but not really because I got my intel. But then when I really wanted to kill someone, or I could have killed somebody in cold blood, I'm the bad guy. Oh, F you, Telltale. Whatever.
I mean, technically, it wouldn't have been cold blood if he's the villain. I mean, you would actually have had a legitimate reason to kill him.
In cold blood RPG. In cold blood, just bam splat, F him, kill him. That's not how Tekken rolls RPG. Okay, I'm not a killer.
But you already said he was the cause of everything.
But it wouldn't have been it wouldn't have been like a justified reason to just they're just I mean, I had like an open shot, but it's like it wouldn't have been right. I mean, I guess it's never right when you kill somebody, but it's not like one of those things that's like in self-defense of like, oh, well, they had it coming because I would have died, and it's the only way to protect myself or something. It was just like it's a in the heat of the moment situation, so I couldn't do it because it wasn't the Tekken way. So, or he didn't have any intel to give me. Well, that's not the same actually, because the euthanizing thing was like kill me so I can, and I'll tell you this. So I was like, okay, well, that price is high enough for me to pay, haha, and inject you with the thingy, and then I have regret because that was the other cool thing about the season was like when I made choices like that, the the consequences came back to bite me so hard because there's also a scene where like you're fighting somebody, and then like it gives you the choice to like execute them or finish them off, and I'm like, well, they're dying here, they're gonna turn to walker anyway, whatever. And then, like, usually, and then, like, it gives you the choice to, like, execute them or whatever. And, like, I don't do that because that's not how I roll. Because it's like, well, they're already dead. I do need to, like, go farther and just, like, mercy kill them like Tropical would in, like, some super violent way. And then, that came back to bite me, too. Because
I've never mercy killed someone I wanted to kill.
That one time.
I usually leave them.
Oh, so when I euthanize someone and they have something to give to me, it's worse than when you just mercy kill someone in the parking lot with a gun and you're like, yeah, whatever, okay, I'll kill you, I'll shoot you in the head, bam. Tropical? Like that.
No,
lady
that's
in season
euthanasia, but only for their gain. Like I am losing something, they are gaining what they want. But you are like,
whoa, the dude I
for
killed
the mission, I need to know this thing. So I'm gonna kill.
He wanted to die too, dude.
He
wanted to die too. So it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about when you're like, oh, that's even worse. It's like, he totally said kill me.
RPG.
Yeah, RPG.
Which one's worse?
What between what and what? I was only half paying attention.
So mine is the lady that we found in the first one, right?
In the hotel.
Behind the door.
The one that was about to get eaten horribly, and
she was already bitten. She like locked the door because she didn't want anyone to find her, and she was just gonna like stay in there. And then she noticed that you have a gun, and it's like, oh, okay, like help me out. I don't want this to happen. And then, so that's mine. And Tekken's is, this guy is he was dying anyway. Also, right?
He wasn't dying. He was just like super depressed, and you could tell that he was like out of it, and he had been like very heavy on the sedation drugs. If you
So he
can
wasn't
imagine.
dying, but
But he
was
wouldn't do it
very-
himself. He wouldn't like. He wouldn't do himself, and for some reason he was just like, well, I can't do this to myself. You do it, but I have intel. And it's like, oh, it's gonna be like that.
See, yeah. So my motivation is like this person like doesn't want to become a zombie, so euthanasia. And your motivation is I needed to know this intel, and he offered it in exchange for euthanasia.
For you murdering him.
So clearly he didn't want to live anyway. Or like, you could already tell he didn't want to live anyway.
But, I mean, technically you still killed someone for personal gain. Tropical was doing it for someone else's benefit. So
Whatever.
that kind of makes you feel
Comments?
But then it's super funny though, because he's like after he did it, it didn't occur to me that I would have to like, you know, smash his head so he didn't like become a walker. And then he's like, and now you have to do what comes next. And I was like, no, I have to kill him twice. So I felt super bad. And I was like, I did not have the foresight that I should have like known from like playing Walking Dead of like, okay, Tekken, if you kill him, he's gonna turn. Like that completely was like completely gone in my brain. Like it,
Well-
it just basically just like pulled out like all the worst in me of like, intel, yes, I need this. I will have an advantage. Push the advantage, Tekken, just like Sladden says in Destiny. Ha ha ha. And I was like, I killed him, or I didn't kill him. I like injected him, and he's like, oh, but now you must kill me for reals, because I'm gonna turn into a walker, and we can't have that. And I was like, ooh. So I just stabbed him in the head with the knife, and I was like, ooh, I kind of just killed that dude. And like that's another thing is like I kind of like broke two rules, because like usually it's like, you know, not only will I not kill someone, I will not kill them until they have turned. And then he's like, well, you got to kill me so I don't turn. So that was like a double whammy on that one. I was like, man, season 3 got me good on my rule breaking. I was like,
Wait,
man.
so he was still alive
Yeah, he was still
when you had to stab him in the
I
head?
think he was unconscious actually. He'd already like passed out. And
like he had already gone.
yeah,
from drugs, right?
he said like, you know what you have to do next after this. I was like, oh, I hadn't even thought of that. And then he just like passed out, and I was like, ew, I gotta.
I don't know if
do this
that's
to him.
killing them again.
I mean, they're already
Can you,
dead at
can
that
you
point.
kill a
You
zombie?
can't kill something that's already dead.
Maybe I guess
Yeah,
it
but-
depends.
but I-
Because, I mean,
But,
they're not-
but to me, it's like the duck thing where it's
They're
like
not
he hadn't
alive,
turned yet, so
so-
it's like I wouldn't, or like, or the lady in like the parking lot. It's like, you know, or that's just like my rule of thumb in the Walking Dead is like until they've turned, even if they're bitten or like going to die or infected or whatever, it's like I will not cross that line until they are like, you know, there's nothing there, or their eyes go white and they're a walker. So it's like once they cross that line of like being a walker, they're dead. But like until then, it's like I'm not gonna kill them or whatever.
There's a time before that.
Right?
You're dead, and it's a whole process. It's like you die, and then you're dead, and then you reanimate. If you don't die, then it's like you turned into a zombie, and that doesn't happen as far as in the Walking Dead universe, as far as we know.
Yeah, you have to die and then get reanimated. Either way, even if you're bitten, you still slowly die.
Yeah, well, for
Resident
me,
Evil 1 is the one where you can turn directly, right?
Yeah, because there's people who've been alive and then they'll turn around and be like, "Hello, surprise! I'm a zombie already now." Like,
Or is that only vampires?
oh, I guess
Wait,
for me, then
I
in
think-
Walking Dead, it would be
I
like
think vampire- I think
reanimation
vampires you have
is
to
the
die. You definitely have to be
is
a
the
vampire.
line I will not cross, and I crossed my line twice because it's like, oh, not only did you kill this person that was living, Tekken, or put forward in motion things that would kill them because you totally injected them with something that's going to kill them. They had not reanimated yet. They're sleeping the deep sleep before they could go into Walker Land. But I guess you kind of had to do it because you didn't want to bite you. Sorry, dude. So yeah, season 3 got me good, man.
I wonder if they did it on purpose. I think they do it on purpose. I think they look at stats and are like, okay, there are people who just want to
Yeah, it's like, let's-
always be the good
Let's
guy.
force
and
the
do right
Paragons
thing.
into being the worst
Yeah.
renegades ever. It's like, oh, Telltale, they got me that time. Like they double got me because when I didn't execute that dude, like there's a scene later on where like you have evidence presented against you, and that was like 2 pieces of evidence. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna win this trial. So I was like, crap. So now I really want to play through to get on PS4 to like see if I don't do those things, if it really helps me or like how it backfires. Because the intel you really need, and I'm like, can you get to that part without the intel? But then I'm like, ugh. So I'm super looking forward to playing the dude
Straight up
again.
murdered a dude.
But then as
Basically,
far
that's
as
what
the I was talking about like something about the like multiple thingies at the end, but yeah, that's the other cool thing is like this one on the end is like the way you affect so many people is that's the other reason. Okay, here's the other weird thing about season 3 is like even though the season like overall was like not as good as the other two, like the ending is really good just because it builds up. Like unlike this, like season 2 was like so good as far as like everybody's just like this one does like another good job because it has like a proper epilogue. It doesn't leave you hanging. Like there's an epilogue of like you see where all the roads are leading and like where people are going on their journey, and it's cool because you have like well I guess if you play it right and you don't f up and you have like Javi and Clementine, there's like neither of them are dead, and then you have other characters supporting you that are not dead. It has a very like the end state of this season, you can like see like where they could pick up and like lead, and I like want to see like if they do that or if they do something like this where they just like had to basically reset things to get everybody in the same starting point. So it's like on the one hand I have a lot of excitement that they will finally not do what they did this season and like not f all your choices and be like whatever man. But then we had this season where it's like everybody started in the same point regardless of what happened, so it's like I don't. It's like I want to believe they can do it and that they will do it, but it's like season 3 is kind of the ultimate. Hey, remember when everybody thought their choices mattered, and then we all got to the same part at the beginning of season 3? There you go.
Yeah.
Because like when you got because the epilogue was so good, I was like, man, because like for me, I like that was the other thing. It's like since I did stick to my guns and I did like do the thing I always do and like I play through these games and like I have like a moral code of like I will not do certain things and like whatever. Like when it gave me Clementine's thingy and like how I affected her and like your Clementine was this and she was like all these awesome things. I was like I was still able to like even though I didn't get to play with her as much, I was still able to like have my good influences not or keep all the like corruptive forces in the world away from her, and so she's still like the ultimate Clementine at the end of my season. I was like, yes. So if I like go through PS4 and like f everything up, it's like I still have my thing I talked about, like since this is like the one true save file after whichever one's better, I can still just have that one and that's it for now until Infinity and then like just not playing multiple versions of Walking Dead every season since it all goes to the cloud now. So yeah. But man, like the way they had to end was like really cool because since like the intel I learned, it was able to set in motion something for season 4, and I'm really interested to see if I don't get the intel, if like how that affects other people's, and then the way my characters were as far as Javi and like the sister that wanted to like hit on me, like you can clearly see that there is an ending where those two like are together and stuff, and I'm like, I wonder if that would have been better or worse now, because I'm like, I don't think that's a good scenario in the zombie apocalypse. Like, that just doesn't seem like it's going to end well, or that you'd want to have that, which is super weird. And yeah, it was good.
Wait, what?
Not as good as season 1 or 2, but still good. So, still good. So now I'm just like really hoping that we get Wolf Among Us season 2 soon, because that's my next most wanted on the Telltale. Please make this game that you're not making, because it's been a while. Where's it RPG?
I said, wait, what were you saying that you wouldn't want?
Oh, it'd be like you wouldn't want like a romance scenario in like the Walking Dead universe just because it's like so dangerous and just so around every corner, like the day you don't know what's gonna happen, so it's too crazy.
That's kind of the whole reason you would want to have a romance scenario.
They address it a lot in the shows. Like, I think there's like common things that are in all post-apocalyptic scenarios. Like, what is the point of living if you can't?
To live it like every day's your last, because it could be.
For me, in that scenario, it's like I would not want anything tying me down, or it's like it's like that part where whatever Robert De Niro says, and he as far as like if you can like walk around the corner and you see some heat, and it's like you blah blah blah. It's really good. That monologue where it's just like you have nothing tying you down, no blah blah blah. 50 seconds flight, you're out of there. It's like that's how I'd roll in Walking Dead. I wouldn't have some person, some significant other tying me down like an anchor. Sorry. So it's like, just dead weight to me. Well, you're not dead weight to me, but it's like, if I gotta run and like you've like, you've cut your leg or something on like a wood in the forest and it's like, we got walkers, it's like, do I come back to carry you?
course you
Eh,
do, because you love that person. It
I
would be
mean,
more fulfilling. Yeah, yeah, you both might die,
I'm
but
just
at least
saying,
you
though, if
both
like
die together.
if we were not significant others in that scenario, I mean, in that situation, I would still come back for them. So I'm not a terrible person, but
I don't know. This
in
kind of sounded like you're a terrible
in a
person.
in a scenario where it's like my odds of surviving are much higher if I leave you versus if I do leave you, I would probably leave you if it was bad enough. If it's like we're in a herd and that happens, you're gonna die because taking like RP likes to say, there's only one person that matters making it out of this horror movie, and that's me. So, or whatever RP
I
says.
never say that.
You totally said like I'm the only one worth saving in this whatever something
I
something.
have never said
You
that ever, and I am hurt that you would
lies,
even say something
lies on
like
top of lies
that.
on top of lies. Also, something you've said.
Well,
Is
that
what
I
I say
have
to
said,
that.
'cause
He totally said,
that
"I'm the
was
only
a
one.
lie.
We're only one worth saving in the zombie apocalypse, or I'm the only one worth saving
Only
in this
useful person.
useful, whatever, similar enough."
It's kind of different.
Anywho, that's Walking Dead season 3. Really good, but not the home run slam dunk that was season 1 and season 2. Also, it needed more Clementine and less Javi, but that's a whole like designer's choice of like why did they introduce a new protagonist? That was that playing through it. It's like it's weird to me, but then I guess it's kind of cool the way they did it as far as like your choices like reverberating through characters in the world as opposed to just like playing that character again and like doing the same thing as far as like the template that they built because it would have just been more of the same. So I guess I like respect their decision and like their artistic choice for that, but it's like at the end of the day, that family drama like that's just that I mean I mean I guess yeah I mean I guess the
Do you have
family,
any sense of like why they did it? Because like for example, like Metal Gear Solid 2, afterwards, Kojima said that they introduced Raiden so that players could see Snake and like sort of understand Snake in a different way. Because when you're playing a Snake, you think of him in a certain way, and then when you're like observing him, it's different.
actually that is funny, Tropical, that you mentioned that because there is like some stuff brought up with like at the like the final episode when you're like with Clementine before she leaves, or I guess like depending on like what you your choices with her and like the way you talk to her, like this depending on like what she chooses to do. For me, she's like I gotta go take care of some things. So it was like, but she's like, I got like one request for you that I need you to do, and then like she has you cut her hair because it's like her hair grew longer, I guess. So it's kind of cool that they like did the thing with Lee, like my hair's longer, I need to be cut again. But then like when you're talking to her like in other parts, like you like there's this there's this part where she's going through puberty and she like has this like she brings it up to your character, and then you have to but like you're playing as Javi, and then and then you're like, oh, you're like your choices for that are like some of them are funny and then some of them are they're pretty funny for that one because it's like you basically have to like explain to her what's been going on because like she doesn't know since people are dying left and right and they haven't had a chance to like talk about that, so that's pretty funny. And then let's see what else. And she kind of like develops a crush on a certain character, and then but then I'm not sure if like depending on what happens, like if that character can die or not. So I'm like, ooh, I wonder if that can like go really tragically for her, or like even worse. So it's like, there's like, and yeah, or there's just like a bunch of parts where like people make comments sometimes of like, oh, Clementine's got this, or she can take care of herself. She's cool. Like nobody's like worried about just some loner girl that's like in the zombie apocalypse, like they're as stuff's going down, they're usually with my Clementine anyway. Everybody had like confidence in her because like she'd already proven herself to like be able to be capable of like doing whatever. So that's pretty cool. But I'm guessing like if you do certain things, or if your Clementine is a different way going into season 2, and she's like way more Jane than mine was Kinney, they're like maybe react to her differently. Of like, yeah, she's dangerous, or she's a loner. Stay away from her. Who knows?
That Clementine was definitely dangerous. There's no offense about that
one. Yeah, but yeah, season 3 still good, even though it wasn't the amazing masterpiece that was the other stuff. Looking forward to hopefully the stuff they built on in the end of my season actually happening and not just a cop out like with season 3 at the beginning. So we'll see. Also, looking forward to Tropical RPG playing it because yeah, dudes, it was on sale last week I think, and
Yep.
yeah.
I got it on the sale.
Oh, also, it's like the first time it's like they got through a full season in like a decent amount of time for once. I think it was February.
It was really fast, actually.
Was it
Yeah,
January,
that actually
February? The
was a lot
first 2
faster
episodes
than
came
we
out,
thought.
and then we're not even in June, so it's like yeah, within 6 months. That was pretty good.
It's possible that they've kind of got the formula down now, so
I
they're
would
kind of
hope
working out the
so.
kinks. So now we can get all of them easier or quicker. So that means once Guardians of the Galaxy is done, and then we can get our Wolf Among Us season
Yep.
2 and all
It's
that
like
other
once
fun
Guardians is
stuff.
done, it's nowhere to go but up because it's like Game of Thrones, Tales of Borderlands, and Wolf Among Us are like the 3 remaining, and it's like ooh, those are like all slam dunks to me. So I can't wait for that.
Shouldn't get this
Borderlands
far.
is great.
It was hilarious. It was
Man, I went back to like find the song names for the opening credits for each of the episodes, and I had totally forgotten how episode 5 starts. And when I saw it, I was like, "Oh man, yeah, this game is really good." Loaderbot.
Like that's one of the things I loved about that one though, is like each episode had like its own like opening and everything. So
Yeah,
it's like it was awesome.
so cool.
It was very well done.
Yeah, it's like besides the Michonne episodes, they don't do that. 'Cause in this one, they have like the credits displayed, like the Splinter Cell, whatever style, where it's like on the like in the world
Oh,
as stuff's
uh-huh.
happening in like the opening scenes, but it's not really like an opening sequence with credits and like a musical montage type of thing.
Like Wolf Among Us was the most sort of TV show style one. I
Yeah,
think.
those were really good because you had like this opening scene, cold cut, and then just
Yep.
like the credits were just so good. It's just like do, 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 do. It's like oh, just like a show. It's like it is an episodic game. I can't wait. Can't wait to play
Then
this
Borderlands was like each one was like the beginning of a Borderlands game, which was like
It's true.
so awesome. Yeah, the beginning of the Borderlands games were so good.
Actually, I think the endings of the episodes of Wolf Among Us were like that too because I distinctly remember the episode where you go through the mirror and then like episode 4 like the way that ends and like he lights a cigarette and it's just like whoosh, it's like oh what's gonna happen? I was like that was so good.
Amazing.
That was so masterful. Oh, and the first episode, dude, because it's like, yep, you get to the crime scene, and it's like, no, and then cold cut, no, no, and then the
Yeah,
misdirect of the second episode of like, haha, gotcha, glimmer, or not glimmer, but wait, no, glimmer, that is what it's called.
Glamour.
Glamour.
I'm thinking,
Glamour
yeah,
is what
I'm
you're
thinking
looking
of
for?
Destiny. Sorry.
It's not currency.
Man, and that Kaiser Soze ending, man, just that will always stick with me. It just until season 2 comes out, I will not. There will not be justice in my brain because like I gotta know. I gotta know. Did she really do that? No. Will there be a price to pay? Come on, Telltale, please hurry it up with this season 2. We've been waiting years for this. Years. Yeah, it's like people don't even like wait years between Call of Duties. We've been waiting like years for these Telltale
Yeah.
season follow-ups.
It's pretty crazy.
Luckily, they usually deliver. But yeah, it is like kind of funny because before I played that episode, I was on Steam because I didn't know when the episode would drop, and then I went to like Twitter to look up Telltale's social thingy, and of course, like the episode art for the episode has like a total spoiler in it. But then it's kind of cool because I think it is like a choice based on like whatever happens. 'Cause that didn't happen in my episode. It's just like a giant, but it's like a giant like what if scenario now of like oh I guess it can happen. But it made me remember why I don't follow Telltale on social media because they totally are all about spoiling their crap for some reason when like that is totally not cool.
Well, they don't spoil like the current new release. They do it like TV shows do.
Yeah, like after you already should have known
Like,
this since you're playing
should
the
have seen it by now, and if
Yeah.
you didn't, it's your fault.
basically.
I don't want
Or like
to.
how like movie trailers do it too. They like
They're like, oh yeah, this
hold
happened in
back
this
some
universe.
really crucial stuff, and then the moment the movie comes out, like a week later, the accolades trailers will
Oh,
all be
yeah.
like, oh, by the
True
way,
spoilers,
Spider-Man
yeah.
is in this movie also. Although
Basically, yes.
that's a bad example because they did that before the movie
Oh, yeah,
came
they
out.
spoiled that one.
But
Yeah.
still.
Which, man, that would have been awesome if they didn't do that.
My wife did not remember, so when she saw it, she was like,
That's
"Oh,
great.
that's right."
But yeah, that's all I've been playing. So someone else can go.
Well, Paragon continues to be the all-consuming game for me.
In your face.
Precipitates many thoughts in my mind about, do I ever need to spend money on games again? This week was the uneventful week. Although they started teasing the new character
Yes,
they're
it's
a
gonna
day
be
behind.
Sun Kong
because of
or
Memorial
whatever
Day.
his name is.
Oh, did
That
they
guy.
show him yet?
The Monkey King. Well, I mean, his silhouette thingy, and then they're like, the king is coming. It's kind of obvious it's gonna be him. Well,
So he's from
yeah,
Earth?
that's a good. Well, no, because they said he met Bang Mao somewhere, so guessing that is.
Anyway, yeah, this week I decided I've been doing this for a while, but I decided to finally like make something of them. I've been like recording all of my games because it feels like I'm playing all this. I'm like inputting a lot, I'm consuming a lot, but I'm not outputting anything. So it feels like I should output something. I was like, I might as well just like record all the games and then just like dump them on my YouTube channel because sometimes they're fun to watch. And
Stuff happens.
that's what I've been doing. So I've been just like, I have a ton of games recorded right now, so it's sort of bad, especially because my upload is so slow. And then I found out that my upload is kind of messed up right now, or maybe it's by design, but it like completely dominates my home network when I try to upload things. And so it's just been very trying, and like I have to figure out, okay, I guess there will be certain times in the daytime where I'll just be like, this is not computer time, because even if I wanted to, I'm going to be uploading something and the internet will be totally down. And these days, like, what do you do on a computer without the internet? Who knows?
That's actually a good question. I mean, I guess
What
you
did
can
people
list your
do on
screensaver.
without the internet before?
I feel like computers didn't exist then, so I just pretend like that's the case. The internet came with the computers. It's not a chicken or egg situation. They existed together, and that's all I understand.
We're the last generation that will remember the world before the internet.
It's true.
Anyways, yeah. So I've actually kind of been getting bored. Like, there are characters that I play a lot, and then it's like, well, I don't want to play this character because I've played them like a lot. I was going through my replays, and I don't main Morigesh, but like more than half of them are Morigesh videos. I was like, all right, I'm gonna play other stuff, and I've just like been playing random characters and trying different things, and I found out Kalari is a really good pick against Kalari. Because good Kalaris, like, they're always looking for opportunities to find you while invisible. And so what you can do, like, the usual counter is that you put up lots of wards. But you can't tell your team to get wards very easily without a keyboard. And since we're on console, like, we don't really have keyboards. And so oftentimes what that means is that you have a lot of holes in your sort of like ability to detect when this lady is going to come up and gank you from the other parallel dimension. Yeah, what's it called? From the shadows.
I think it's the Shadow Realm or something like that, or Shadow Plane or something Shadows, something Dark Side. I don't know.
So I've and I've known this, but I realized it's really good. Like what you can do against enemy Kalari is just pick Kalari, and then like go into the shadows yourself. And so you're sort of like a living ward, and you can just go around and like protect your team because you're in the shadows, and it like helps them see where she is. And she's really vulnerable if she can't hide. Like that's her weakness. So yeah, usually she tries to hide, but if she can't, then it's just like, oh, very easy. We did not win that game when I discovered that, but we like
But it's like
got
one of those good to know
far less
situations.
than we could have, yeah. It could have been a lot worse. Ooh. And then
Attack them all.
I would have played Tekken, but it didn't come out, and I was like, all right, that's a Friday. That makes me sad. So I played the other VR game I've been looking forward to, which is Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Was it amazing?
I like it.
But
For me, I don't know that other people will think that it's fun. See, it's very, you know how people don't like Star Trek as a franchise.
That's not
People,
true.
well, like the people who don't like Star
I
Trek
mean
as a
the
franchise,
non-fans.
yeah, they say it's sort of boring. It's just like people sitting around in conference rooms and on the bridge of a capital ship and just like talking, and there's like lots of techno stuff, and like people are doing techno things, and it's just like not exciting. Like this is why people like Star Wars and not Star
Yeah,
Trek.
I think the one of the terms I heard from a Mass Effect video was like talkie techie show. 'Cause it's all talking
I
and
think
very
so.
technical.
I mean, they talk a lot in Star Wars too, which is more political as opposed to
That as well.
sciencey.
See,
No,
you
no, no,
only
no.
say that because you're
More
okay
political
with
than
people.
fantasy, because as we all know, as it was pointed out to me on the podcast many moons ago, Star Wars is fantasy.
I mean, it's not fantasy. It's just, I mean, there's basically wizards in it. So, I mean, kind of makes it fantasy.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, I always think the difference between fantasy and sci-fi, and they're pretty close. Like, both are just like made-up
They're
fictions.
not.
It's
I'm
like
about to say
sci-fi
both are made up. So,
tries or like spends a lot of time sort of like talking about stuff in the world and like why the world is certain ways and things like that. And fantasy is just like that's how it is. Like
magic.
no explanation required. Yeah, it's anything that can't be explained. It's magic.
It's like that seems
So we just gotta
legit.
go with it, man. Like there are dragons roaming about because they live in the mountains because they do. So deal with it.
Pretty much.
Because once again, magic.
Anyway, where was I going with that? Yeah, so the game itself is not if I like told you what you do in the game, you would think it was really unexciting. Like what you do is like okay, so like the first mission is like, oh, there's a ship over here that like they need help. So you fly over to that ship and then you scan it, which is like a button press, and then you wait for like a minute, or depending on how close you are, you wait for different varying lengths of time, and then you've scanned it, and it's like, okay, now lock on to the people who are still alive, and then transport them over. And these are all just like one or two button presses, and waiting in between, and that's how you do these things. And then it plays Star Trek sounds, and then it's like, okay, we've done that. Now let's warp to this other place. So push some more buttons, and then there's like basically a Destiny style loading screen, which looks really cool. But it's like, well, this is a loading screen, and it just works with this franchise because yeah, they have warp. It's funny in that way. They made warp and transporters, so they didn't have to have scenes of like travel. We're just like, nothing's happening. We're just like waiting to get to
It's
the place.
kind of floating.
And then in the games, it's like, well, we need to have these wait times because we can't load things instantaneously. And then yeah, eventually you fly somewhere and it's like, oh no, there's Klingons because it's original series era and Klingons are the bad guys.
Oh
And
no.
then so you do a little ship to ship combat that doesn't tend to be very difficult. And then it's like, yay, you did it. Congratulations. On to the next mission.
Yeah, you did it.
Like when you hear it, it's like it's really dull stuff what you're actually doing. But then for fans, it's like, oh, it's so cool. I'm there. I'm doing the stuff that they do on the show, and it's making the sounds. Like you don't see transporters or anything, but you hear the sounds, and you're like, oh, this is very
Like
exciting.
someone's getting transported. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's like,
where.
ooh,
what's happening.
phaser sounds. It's like, ooh, scanner sounds. And it's just like it's really cool to be there and like do all the stuff. Um, yeah, so that's sort of how I so far anyway. I haven't finished all the campaign missions, but so far that's the impression I get of the game. Is like I don't know if this would seem fun to anyone except people who are already into it. On the other hand, though, like I guess what sort of makes it really novel, like if it had just been a 3D Star Trek game, it would like that stuff would be super boring. But then because it's in VR, like there's still this magic of VR that when you're in there, it makes really dull things exciting. I think like games where you do nothing are going to be pretty big, or where there's no clear
The
goal and
Seinfeld
you're
of
not
games.
doing like a lot of stuff and it's just sort of atmospheric. Like those are going to be big on VR because like that is a really cool thing in VR.
Man, Chapter Cole, the way you phrased that the first time around was like very like worst back of the box quote ever. Things where you do nothing are going to be very big in VR. Chapter Cole, podcast.com. I mean atmospherically. Atmospherically, guys.
Dot dot
Kind of
dot.
misspoke
Like,
there.
that's why I
but-
think PlayStation Home could be really cool if they made it for VR. Like before, when it's presented in the style of a traditional game, you just want something to do.
Yeah.
Like you want to do things. But then when it's VR, it's like doing things is nice, but just being there is actually kind of cool enough. So yeah, like that. I think that does add a lot to Bridge Crew, but I think it's mainly for fans. The one exception that I haven't been able to try yet is possibly playing multiplayer in VR could be like with friends could be super super cool. Because there's two ways to play the game. You can play it single player, in which case you play as the captain, and then all the other stations are AI, and then you have like a command button that you can pull up a radio menu. So instead of just like talking, you pull up this menu and you can like choose what orders to give to your crew. And it works pretty well, and sometimes it seems really cool. It's like you're playing a Minority Report game because like the
Do they have hollow thingies?
yeah, like all the prompts and stuff pop up in front of you, like holographically. I was like, oh, this is really awesome. So yeah, like when you're doing lots of stuff and you're like doing it really well, it's really fun. And then you can also at any point like take over one of the other people's posts. So for example, like Helm, you can't really tell them exactly where you want them to go. So sometimes it is necessary to just like grab the helm and just like be like, okay, I want to go over here. And that usually to like avoid stuff. It's hard to tell them to avoid things without doing it manually. So that's one way to play it. And I think that one for Star Trek fans is really fun. The other one is online and having all the stations be manned by people. And then it's like on top
Taking
of
too much
the
fire cotton.
coolness of being in a Star Trek world, virtual world, there's also the sort of craziness that occurs when you're playing games with other
People.
people. Like
Yes.
imagine our Destiny nights, but in Star Trek.
Because then it's basically all you are doing is talking, like you said. So it's like might be even worse.
Yeah, it gets really crazy. Well, the reason my game got really crazy though is not that's not exactly what happened in my game. So I didn't know anyone else had bought the game, and I decided I'm gonna quick match and just like play with randos and hope that the randos are also people who are like into Star Trek and won't be all like
Weird.
there's sort of a spirit of Star Trek. Like people behave a certain way in Star Trek, and it's not the normal way that people behave online. And so you hope, like, hopefully everyone will be cool because we're all playing a Star Trek game, right? Right? That makes sense.
That is not the case.
Hopefully, the spirit of Star Trek will filter out the terribleness of the internet.
Yes.
You're asking the impossible. That really is science fiction.
It was like that. Like the people I played with were really friendly. They were
But
just under the influence, or a few of them were under the influence of
Few of them.
stuff. And I was just like, okay, that's cool. This can work. At least the captain is only buzzed. We should be okay.
it's like we got this, guys. We got this.
And it starts. So I've only played one online, and I was the helmsman, so I was flying the ship. And then, like the captain was giving orders. I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of working. Although, like I learned from being under someone else's command that all that stuff that they say in the shows, like you need to say it, otherwise people don't know what's going on. Like your screen doesn't show all the information on what everyone is doing, so you don't. If no one is talking, like you don't know what's happening. You're just doing your thing and hoping that everyone else knows what they're doing too. So it's sort of like reassurance that everyone knows what's happening. Especially the captain. Like the captain has to say stuff because no one else gets objectives. Only the captain sees what the objectives are. So you like arrive in a place. It's like, well, okay, so there's stuff over there and the stuff over there. Like, what are we supposed to do? And only the captain can tell you. So that became a problem because halfway through my voice chat started cutting out, and like I couldn't hear anyone else's voice chat. I could hear like bits and pieces, and it was like very choppy. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm supposed to. And it was crazy because the mission we were playing was a stealth mission. You have to like
Of course.
keep your power levels and stuff low so that they don't detect you. And then there's like multiple, like it's space. There are literally infinite number of directions that you can fly in, and so just like trying to plot out the best course towards your target so that you don't get spotted and all this, and then not having the voice chat, I was like, I know we're supposed to go over there and scan it, but I don't know how close we need to get. I don't know, like, if I'm going the course of action that, like, setting the course that the captain wants, and just like, I would hear bits and pieces. Like, I heard 25 kilometers. I hope that's the distance, because that's what I'm doing. And yeah, we were not able to maintain stealth throughout the whole thing, but we did get through it. Although we only had 1% hull left at the end.
Oh my.
We just barely made it through.
It's like all your scrap pieces are in like scrap. It's like I don't.
It was crazy, but it was like kind of awesome. And I was like, wow, like I really want to see this with people I know, and like chat that isn't going to be all broken. So that's my next goal. I hear Gamer has it. I'm gonna play with Gamer.
Actually, it was funny because Gamer was in tactical, and he totally forgot to put the shields up, and stuff happened. And they thought that the shields were up, but they weren't. And then Gamer was like, "Whoopsie!"
I
He had
had
a
my
Gamer
own
moment.
blunder actually because so on the Helm console there is like a local sensor, like a map of the area basically, and it shows where environmental hazards are and targets and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I can work with this. But then it turns out it doesn't show like solid bodies that you could collide into.
Oh.
So I was looking down at the console flying the ship. And then suddenly someone's like, "Are we gonna hit that?" And I look up at the view screen, and like we're flying towards this giant piece of metal or whatever. I was like, "Oh, so it's like, wow, there's like a ton of debris around us that I had no idea existed because I wasn't looking up. I was looking down at my console to fly the ship." And then another part was like the environmental hazard like shows up as a certain like radius on my screen. And I was like, okay, like I'm skirting it a little bit close, but it looks like we're far enough. It should be fine. And then suddenly like we hit it, and someone else like panicked and like put up the shields or something, and then we got detected, and then we were like in a huge fight. It was like, oh no. That's where we lost most of our hull. It was crazy. It was like,
it would be
that's
fun.
not good. Yeah, it was pretty funny. And it was like we had already lost most of our hull integrity, and that's when my voice chat got out. It was like, no. Oh, and then my wife was like filming me, and I got to watch the video afterwards. I didn't know she was there because I was like,
Obviously, because you had the headset on.
like, it's really funny because you're basically watching a person looking down at their hands a lot, but in this case, controllers. So it's like you're like watching a person look down at two glowing balls that they're holding.
It's like, what's going on
this
here?
looks really, really strange. What else is there to say? Oh, so you don't have to have move controllers. You can actually play it with the DualShock 4 also. And what that does is basically it turns the like left and right analog sticks into your arms. And then it's just like preset positions on the console. So it's like scrolling through a menu essentially, but your hands are like your cursors, and they're attached to arms that are presumably attached to you.
In theory, yes. That is how arms work.
So then, yeah, I actually think that might be that way of playing it seems to be easier. It's not as quick though, but it's much more precise. Like the buttons are sort of close together, and sometimes move is not that precise, I guess, or you think your hands are somewhere where they are not actually, and so you can actually accidentally hit the wrong buttons pretty often, or not pretty often, but sometimes in crucial situations, and it can get crazy. Like I was talking about how you have to reduce your signature. Like if you power up your shields and stuff, that increases your signature, and if you hit red alert by accident, that like turns everything on to high power, and then you're just like, whoops, which I've done a few times. Yeah. So is it a fun game? Logically,
Kind
I'm
of?
like, I don't know, but I like it. I don't. Am I having? Yeah, I guess I'm comfortable saying that I'm having fun, but I don't know that everyone would have fun. Missions are pretty. They, on paper, I guess they would sound really basic, and then playing them, they're not super hard. Although now I am stuck on a mission, so maybe they do get super hard. But there are only like 5 or 6 missions in the campaign, and then there's like a endless procedurally generated type mode, which I guess could be cool. I haven't tried it yet though, because it says experience cruise only. It's like, wow, I don't know about that. I think that's it. Star Trek Bridge Crew. I hope people get it. Not because I say it's good, but because I want to play with them.
Okay, my
So,
my
it could be a
brain.
bad game. What
Wait,
you want us to play?
what RPG?
Nothing.
Like my brain was while you're talking about that at the very end, like I for some reason my brain went to like Walking Dead land, and then like it thought of another example where like you can shoot someone or not shoot someone because they've been bitten or whatever. Like the part in season 1 where like Kenny and Lee go to like scavenge in Macon or whatever that city is.
Oh, the lady?
Yeah, with the lady and she's been bitten. She runs out,
Yeah.
and then like you can either take her out of her misery, or
You didn't shoot her, right?
I didn't shoot her, but
Yeah.
did either you shoot her?
I did.
Tropical, you're a terrible person. I'm sorry.
That is not
That
terrible.
just proves it. That just proves it. That just proves
Wait,
it.
Do you
What
know what
happened?
happens when the zombies get you?
Okay, actually, that is kind of weird though, because like thinking about it now, I'm trying to remember like why I didn't shoot her, and like I think it was a distraction. Like while she was getting eaten,
Yeah.
we could like have more time to get supplies.
That's
Either way
even
though,
more-
I
I've
wouldn't have
seen
shot
it
her.
the other way. You just like you hear her screaming like the whole time.
Oh yeah, that's right. But then I didn't feel guilty because it's like I wouldn't have shot her because it's like I don't shoot people until they have reanimated, the new term I'm using now.
So you don't feel guilty that she like suffered.
It would happen either way, dude. It would happen either way. If she was,
Would she have suffered a long time?
you know,
She was not screaming in mine. There was
Leave-
no screaming. You
it,
listen to the
it'll end
screams.
eventually. It'll end eventually. So.
Yes, it does end eventually. But she is like in that situation.
How do you know she wanted to be? How do you know she wanted to be put out of her misery though? Exactly, you don't. Was she asking to be?
That's like that is like the chance that you take, I guess. But you know that she was in misery
I would say
because you heard it.
I would say pain, not misery. Definitely hurting because she's like misery. It's like she could have. I mean, whatever. It's her fault. She was in the crowd of walkers.
She could have been. Ah, it hurts so bad. I have no value judgment on this. It's just very painful.
Like, the pain, the horrible, excruciating pain, the misery. It's
So, if you're ever in a jam with a walker, and you might have been bitten, stay from Tropical can still kill you in a heartbeat. Just saying. Just saying. He will not hesitate to put you down.
And if not only if you ask, but only if it's hopeless.
Because I mean, if you could chop off the limb, then they might have a chance.
There's a part like that in season 3.
Unless
that I
it's
felt
like on
really
their
bad.
neck, in which
It
case
was
you have to.
it was super
just kill them
awkward
because it's
the way it
like,
went down, but
Can't
yeah,
cut your head off to save you, so
you'll both get there eventually.
She would have been. Yeah, I don't know how much you have to cut off of her. To save her. We'll get the drugs. Hopefully she's still alive. We'll go out and we'll just cut off all the bites. It'll be
keep
fine.
cutting everything. Just keep cutting. Just don't
Just
stop.
keep going.
It's like I don't know if you know what. Fine. Let's just do this. I mean, what we have nothing else. Might as well. It's the apocalypse. What do we got to lose? What do we got to lose?
I think like another example like that where it's like it kind of backfired was the Sharita thing where it's like she's been bitten. Can I save her? She's screaming. I'm going to hell. I'm traumatized for life. I will never forget that face or the scream. Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
in all fairness, she was screaming anyway because she was getting her arm eaten. So I mean, either way, it's like
That part was like
Traumatizing.
It looked. Yeah, the presentation was so good. It's like, oh my gosh!
It's like, it goes into like super slow motion, and she's looking at you, and you're like, I'm going to hell. I will never atone for this. I will never be able to atone for what I've just done.
Well, it's really funny because it's like it's the snap judgment. At first, you're like, this is totally the right thing to do, and then the amazing presentation, you're like, oh my gosh, I've made a huge mistake.
Where's my sands of time pouch when I need it? I'm not the Prince of Persia. Oh no, I can't do that.
But then you get a month to think about it, and it's like, I think it was still the right thing to do. It was just like, maybe I should have closed my eyes.
But then you might have missed and made it worse.
It's like, yeah, following protocol, there's only one way to save someone that's been bitten. Chop off the limb. And that's what I did. And I would have did it again. Sorry, Sarita. Not going back.
In all fairness, I was kind of hoping she died because she was annoying, so just kind of worked out.
Did you shoot the lady in Macon RPG?
Did I do what? But the one that was asking to be shot?
She wasn't. No.
No, the one at the drugstore.
Yeah.
When you're on top of the bus.
When you and Kenny are going for supplies.
Oh, when she's like running from the.
Yeah.
Oh no! I used her as bait. I needed the noise to keep them distracted, so I was like, "Nah, just leave her. They'll eat her in the meantime."
Which they horrible did, when you leave her.
Yeah, well, you know what? We needed supplies. And, yeah.
And you save a bullet.
Us or her.
And you save a bullet.
And I saved a bullet. So, because I mean, think about it. What if I would have missed? She was running after all. So it's like, nope, I wasted a bullet. And then we tried to shoot her again.
What if I missed?
Crap, I shot her in the leg instead of in the head. Well, this is not gonna work. So it's just like I'm just like
basically
wasting.
the worst of everything.
Basically, like this isn't working. She's still alive, and now she's crawling. Oh my gosh!
Time slows down when you're dying, I guess, and she's like, my life is flashing before my eyes. I'm about to suffer extreme pain unless I can get out. Oh my gosh, I've been shot in the leg! Try me!
It's like, oh my gosh, you missed! You missed! Shoot, try again! It's like, oh my gosh, you hit her shoulder! That's not her head at all! Oh my gosh, you're terrible at this! It's just gonna be, it would just been a whole, yeah, it would have been a horrible scenario. So I was actually doing...
Give me the gun, I'll do it!
I know, like, we can't, it's a sniper rifle. I mean, you can't suicide yourself with a sniper rifle.
Anyway, yes, were we moving on?
Yes, I think we were. RPG, what have you been playing?
I've been playing all of the things, and by all of the things, I mean Paragon. Lots and lots of Paragon. I also... Oh, crap. I hit my headset. I've also been playing that Marvel game, which we talked about, and then... Token 2 has a free-to-play version of it, so I downloaded that to play it, but you can only, like, play so many times in a day or whatever, and do the whole recharge thing and all that nonsense, which is fine because it's not. I never like marathoned Token anyway, so it's kind of a nice way to get the game without actually having to get the game. So it's
is
just
that a style game or a Monster Hunter style game?
The Monster Hunter style game, yes.
Ah.
And they've added some new things, like some new weapons, and also some new abilities, like some weird claw thing that the hunters can do now. It's strange, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool. They've changed some stuff, but yeah, it's pretty much Token. So same old, same old. Let's see, I finished Persona 5 officially this time. I saw the credits, guys. I saw the credits. So, and it even said Finn at the end. So that's how I knew it was done. Because it was like Fiend. So I got the true ending. Everybody was happy, except for the people that weren't, and that happens. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But yeah, it's over now, so that means I can move on to other stuff. So I played Horizon Zero Dawn briefly.
Yay!
So I was like, I can
Sorry.
back into this game so that way I can finish it, since now I need games to play, because there's still other games I want to buy, but I'm like, no, I need to play the ones I have, and then I will worry about the other ones later, because there's 2 that came out this month I want, and then there's another 2 next month, and I'm like, if I buy 4 more games, and I haven't even finished the other, like, 6 I haven't finished this year, it's like, I need to dial it back. So yeah, I just been doing that, and I think that's it. Possibly. I think so. Because I don't remember doing anything else other than playing Paragon and finishing Persona 5. Because, Darkest Timeline and all that. So, trying to keep us alive as long as possible. But the game was like, all right, it's been 105 hours. It's time. It's time. I was like, all right, all right. So
No.
yes, the doom is impending. So unless something else happens that could draw my attention enough for my sheer willpower to keep us going, we're
Well,
doomed.
E3 is a couple weeks. I guess we'll find out.
Let's hope we can make it that far. Let's hope
Let's
we
hope.
that far. Because things aren't looking good. Because the news, guys.
News. Have you seen it? Constant bad.
So yes,
Constantly
I think
bad.
that's
Nothing
that's
good.
all of it.
I'm gonna say what I was about to say until we're done the podcast. Just that one thing about the thing and stuff that we totally are possibly backing out of. Just saying. But yeah, looks like it's our time.
Rapid release response. I should remember this title. Rapid release responses. Basically, we go through releases.com, their list of games coming out for the month of June. Read the titles. There is a brief or and in the case of I read the truncated description that we artificially generate now, and get a second opinion or second chance response, second chance R, SCR, for each of the games. Disclaimer: this is for entertainment purposes and not really for information. For that, you should go see releases.com or any other release type websites. I believe Game Informer has the most complete one that I've seen.
Don't listen
All
to
right.
them. This is the best way to learn about stuff.
Oh, you should definitely listen to this because it is fun. We have fun. So here we go. Games start coming out June 1st. First one is Arcade Classic Archives. Is that the series? Neo Geo Metal Slug 2 for PS4.
Well, I have Metal Slug Anthology for PS2 and PS4, so yeah, don't need it.
Did it have Metal Slug 2?
I'm pretty sure it has
right.
all of the Metal Slugs in it, Tropical. All of the Metal Slugs. Except for maybe
Alright, then.
that one, like X or something. Or one of the... whatever. I'll look it up right now. Metal Slug Anthology.
Metal Slug. It's actually a tank.
Also coming out on June 1st is called Bricks. BRIKS. PS4.
I have never heard of this.
Me either.
Bricks is a classic arcade game with visually stunning animated characters, explosions,
Pa?
Power-ups, maybe?
Possibly. But I mean, it had me at arcade.
I
which
know,
means
it's
I'm
like
not
it was
gonna buy
sounding
it.
very Japanesey, but then it didn't have enough Japanesey. It was just like power.
Yeah.
It's like
kinda
explosions and some
sad.
other thing. It's like in art style. It's like, well, how
I should
Japanesey
describe
is
the
it?
box
With
art. The box art has
It's not weird
a
enough.
whole bunch of scantily clad women on it. Not anime style ones.
well, count me
like-
out.
That's so
'Cause,
random.
style ones. Although there are some anime style ones. And then a werewolf, a cat.
This is
and
very,
it looks like the Grim Reaper.
This is
not
very
matching
odd
description of description you just read.
Just about to say, it's like,
So
it just seems all over the
pass.
place.
Although maybe that's the perfect description because classic arcade games often had art that was totally
Oh yeah, that's
did
right.
not fit the game.
Or just like weird '80s art of stuff with like flaming lions and stuff like that, or weirdness.
I think they're all wearing costumes. This one is like her shirt is all torn and she has an eye patch, so
That's
maybe
not a
she's like
costume.
a sexy pirate.
That's called getting your clothes ripped and missing an eye.
RPG.
All right, moving on. Then.
I looked
June
up
2nd.
I looked up the games that are in Metal Slug Anthology, and it is Metal Slug 2, Metal Slug X, Metal Slug 3, 4, 5, and 6. So yeah.
Cool. Do I have that one? I don't know if I have that game. June 2nd, Tekken 7, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I already pre-ordered it.
I
Me
don't
too.
play fighting games, so no.
I want to see how
Unless the
Akuma
versus some-
fits into it.
Akuma?
Akuma.
And I want to see how the 20 plus year storyline finally gets resolved.
It doesn't.
That'd be cool too. Energy balance for PS4 and PC.
Ooh.
I have no idea what this is.
Energy balance is a number puzzle. You have to swap power units in such a way.
Nope.
It's
Puzzles
basically Sudoku.
and
Oh my
numbers.
gosh.
Yeah, I've had enough of that this
Sal.
year. No thanks.
Awful. Sudoku, no, don't stab yourself in the stomach. No. It's not worth it.
That is also not what that is. June 6th. Game called Neighbor Horde coming out for PS4, Xbox One, PC.
Is this
No
all of your neighbors attacking you at once, or tower defense?
Neighbor Horde is a couch co-op shoot 'em up where you and your team of friends use toys.
That sounds
Couch
interesting.
Chicka Wow
But then, what type of shoot 'em up are we talking about? Are we talking about Galaga? I mean, not Galaga, but Wow, not Galaga or Grandia. Gradius, Jesus.
I was about to say, Grandia is an RPG. What are we doing right now?
Galaga is a very old shooter, but not the same style I meant to say. Gradius or Contra or first person shoot 'em up. That's a bit too ambiguous there.
Well,
toys,
the
though, I like the
box
toys.
art is like, you know, those the establishing scene, or the is that what, yeah, it's called the establishing scene of like Simpsons or Family Guy, where it shows the house
Yeah.
and like trees and stuff. It's like that, but red tinted. And there's a evil looking wizard and a bunch of evil looking robots holding balloons. And then on top,
What is
there
up with the weird box art this week? Seriously.
Also, why would evil looking
And it's
people be
raining.
holding balloons? That's so
Yes.
odd.
That is super
Like-
weird.
It's like, do I trust them? Do I run from them? Like, they have balloons, so they might be friendly, but they look angry. I don't know.
Then I guess these are the protagonists. They look like it was like a pink or purple stuffed bear with a sword, a pink, I don't know, like a bunny, and then a blue ram with a bat with nails in it,
Oh my.
and I think it's like a deer maybe, and it's holding something like a whole bunch of random PVC angle pipes all stuck
So
together.
it's an evil Sonic game, or evil Sonic Furry Friends game, is what I'm getting from this.
Bow chicka.
It's like, we're not about collecting rings, we're about collecting skulls of our enemies and displaying them or something. Or crushing the bones of our enemies with blunt melee weapons.
Weird. I don't know. Moving on. June 6th, we're still on. Farming Simulator 18 comes out for Vita and 3DS and Switch.
No, thank you.
We should get one of the old ones RPG once this comes
That's
out.
true,
If we get
because then it'll be cheaper. It's true. Then we can own the
Still
farming
want an
world.
online farm.
Moo ha ha ha. I also want to charge an arm and a leg for my crop and then sell out to a giant corporation in order to create hybrid crops and then take over other people's farms and then become this horrible global giant that people want to hate and try to assassinate in my sleep. I assume that's how farming works, right?
No.
It would actually be really cool if the simulator has all that.
I mean,
Probably
it's a
doesn't.
simulator, so you never know.
The Town of Light for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Town of Light. That
Hey,
sounds
yes.
like it could be happy.
But maybe it's a town about light. watch it be something like horribly, horribly not. Sometimes it's like this title is very misleading.
Do you want the box art or the description?
Description.
It's gonna get weird, isn't
The
it?
Town of Light is a first-person psychological thriller set in the Volterra Psychiatric Asylum.
Of course. No happiness there.
I don't know if people know how naming things work. Starting to really doubt it. Really doubt it.
Sad.
What does the box art look like?
The box art is like, I guess, a young person, hard to tell, male or female, profile of her, and she's like, I think it's a she. She has her eyes closed and she's sort of looking up, and then there is a sort of old decrepit building on the side, and then the Town of Light is in that typeface that typewriters used to have, and it's like not aligned, so the is a little lower, town is a little higher, of is a lot higher, and then light is down below, and it's sort of watercolor painted. Anyway,
I have no idea.
what's next? Wipeout Omega Collection
Yes.
for PS4.
Getting this.
I want it.
Nah.
This game's
Good.
really hard, though. Then Dark Rose Valkyrie for PS4.
Ooh, Dark Rose Valkyrie.
What is-
It's
what
about a
is this?
Valkyrie and roses.
I'm pretty sure it's not about a Valkyrie and Roses.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
This real-time combat and action RPG from Tales of writer Takuro Miyajima and character designer Kosuke Fujishima exposes Earth to a deadly
You had me at action RPG. When is this coming out again? Where can I pre-order it? What is happening? What is life right now?
June 6th.
Crap, that's soon. Might be too late to pre-order it. Let's find out. What's
Uh,
No.
also June 6th is Dirt 4 for PS4, PC, and Xbox One.
I'll get it eventually, just not the first week / day / couple
Well,
days
I
after
mean-
Tekken 7.
Apparently Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series episode 2, Under Pressure, comes out on June 6th.
Pressure.
Well, I've already got Season Pass, so I'm definitely going to play that.
I don't know if I got the season pass. I can't remember. I definitely haven't played the first one. Then Cladun returns. This is Sengoku for PS4 and PC.
More
And
Sudoku?
Vita.
What?
This is Sengoku. That
Oh,
means
Sengoku. Oh, like the thingy. The,
eh?
no.
No.
It's too 8-bitty for me. Tekken likes 8-bit looking stuff. I don't. I become a graphics whore in my age. Well, sometimes. Depends on what I'm playing.
See. Still June 6th. Wow, a lot of games that day. Special delivery for PS4 and PC.
I have no idea what
What
this
is
game
this
is.
about?
Experience the perils of a paperboy in special delivery.
I
This
just
I
virtual
think
reality
I-
world.
Oh wait,
something too.
I think I did see something about this game somewhere, but it's like Paperboy, right? But it's not like paper. It's like it's not visually like, but like gameplay wise, you're like a delivery boy on
Yeah.
a bike. I saw it somewhere, but I didn't see. Yeah, or maybe I just read about
On
it.
the PlayStation blog.
That's where I read about it because it was in the same thingy as other stuff that I was like looking at for June or something. Because I was looking at stuff for Wipeout and I saw it and I was like, this is weird because it's like the planes of the whatever we're always saying, because it's like it's not Paperboy, but it's like a similar title and gameplay, but it's not Paperboy of olden times. It's what's it called again? Delivery? What?
Special delivery.
Special delivery, yeah. 2 words as well. So it threw me off because I was like, why can't they just make a new Paperboy? And it's like, why haven't they made a new Paperboy? Oh my gosh. Someone should do that.
That would be cool.
And then I started thinking, like, one day of, like, I wonder if Paperboy is, like, anybody's favorite game. Because it's like, we all know Paperboy, but I don't think any of us love Paperboy or like, put it at the top of our favorite game ever list.
I thought that game was really hard.
That's another thing about that game. Pretty hard.
Special Delivery, and we're going off, is a bit, it seems more freeform, because it's a VR game. So,
Well, I guess
a little bit in the style of a job simulator. June 8th now, Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap for PS4, PC, Switch, Xbox One.
Wasn't there another Wonder Boy game that came out a while ago?
There was. 2 companies have been working on revivals.
Huh. So there's like another remaster or remake thingy, or is it just a port?
I cannot tell.
I have no idea.
The art looks more like recently drawn.
Yeah, I think the console that was for the Wonder Boy series I didn't have, so it's like all the new ones I'm just like, this is something I cannot
This means nothing
be
to
excited
me.
about, yeah.
June 13th, Cars 3, Driven to Win on PS4, Xbox One. Wow, PS3, Xbox 360, Wii U, and PC.
Make that a double no, because, yeah.
And also the Wii, just for good measure.
I wanted a Cars game, but this is going to be a full price one. But it is coming out from people who left the Disney Infinity team after that was shut down.
Oh.
June 15th, MotoGP 17 for PS4, PC, Xbox One.
No, thank you.
Nope.
I think this is already out on PS4, but Latour
is that
the Tour de France 2017 coming out.
Trying to cool. You had me like excited. You're gonna like say something else, and then you're like Tour de France. I'm like,
It's like,
that game.
oh, I know.
I thought you were gonna say like Latour something, way foreign name, but it's not Tour de Force. And it's like, no, it's Tour de Force. And it's like, not that game.
This game, I was like, I don't have the system, but ARMS is coming out June 16th for Switch.
A lot of people have been saying good things about it.
I kind of want to see it.
They're like, yes, punching people with my extended springy arms. Pow pow!
PG.
It's like Punch Out, but you're the puncher outer.
What? How is it any different? That's the
There
same
you go.
thing.
That's your subtitle for your game. Now you can be the puncher outer.
June 20th brings us Dungeon Defenders 2, which I thought was out already, but maybe it's just been early access for a long time. PS4, Xbox One, PC.
This is a tower defense game. This seems like it might be a tower defense game because it has the word defense in it. So,
Old One's armies have invaded Etheria, and it's up to you and your friends to push them.
Well, on the bright side, it didn't start with Wizard Needs Who badly, so...
They like that on this
also
site, don't
still
they?
sounds desktop tower
I think
defense
it's just a
because you're
dungeon.
defending.
I think it's just a dungeon crawler.
Oh, well, F it either way. So, I haven't played a dungeon crawler in a long time that I liked anyway. So, yeah, kinda to me.
Then MXGP3, the official motocross video game.
Did we not
PS4,
just have
Xbox
another
One,
motorcycle
and
game
PC.
that we just talked about?
I guess this is like how they used to release NCAA football in July. This may be the season for motocross.
No, thank you. Is what I say to that again.
Still June 20th. Nex Machina coming out for PS4 and
Oh
PC.
yeah, isn't that the Housemarque game?
It is.
They
Oh,
made
I'm excited.
Resogun. So it's gonna be fun Resogun top-down shooter arcadiness.
I'm excited.
And it might have pro mode engaged because it's in the Pro time or PS4 Pro era.
Apparently, this is an aside. What's that game that came out recently? The
Autumn?
Surge has like super good pro
Yeah,
support.
that's what Digital Foundry says.
Yeah. Then there was one that was a disappointment, but I can't remember what it was.
Prey didn't
Anyway,
have any. Even though it's
yeah,
in the box.
Prey had no pro support.
Whoopsies.
Okay, still June 20th. Dead by Daylight for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
What's this game about? It sounds familiar, but I can't put my finger on it.
Me too. Dead by Daylight is an asymmetrical multiplayer horror game in which one crazed...
What? That sounds kind of neat, but I kind of need more details.
Wait, what was
That
it?
sounds like the Friday the 13th game
I was about
that
to
just
say,
came out.
too bad for them. There's a Friday the 13th game coming out very soon. So, still under
out.
thunder. I thought it was just like the multiplayer mode or something.
Oh, I thought that was the whole game.
Oh, well, never mind then.
I don't know. Is it not out on Xbox One yet? Well, according to this, Marvel Heroes Omega comes out June 20th. So maybe that will be the end of beta.
Yeah, let's say maybe then it's out of beta.
Yep. Finally on June 20th, God Wars Future Past, which I think we've read here. Cool.
This is
PS4 and Vita.
This is strategy RPG?
It's a strategy, turn-based strategy RPG.
Yes, I could use one of those.
God Wars. Only on PlayStation, it says.
Because it's for the thingy and the other thingy.
Thingy and other thingy. Oh.
The small one and the big one.
Yes, those.
June 23rd. Micro Machines World Series.
No, thank you.
PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I don't play those games.
No.
I mean, maybe they're amazing, but you know, I don't just like see headlines, gaming sites of, man, this new Micro Machines game just blows the competition away in racing games or something.
Then this game, I think we read before, Get Even for PS4, PC,
Yeah, delayed,
Xbox One, got delayed. So that's why it's June 23rd now.
What is Get Even about?
It's
What is even it?
You're investigating something or something. It's like what's that one game that that game by Sega? Well, it was like it was blah, 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 published by Sega. It wasn't developed by Sega. Like you're fighting hobos with sticks. Well, not sticks, but with melee weapons.
Condemned.
It's like a psychological first-person shooter game where weird stuff's happening.
I
And you're not sure what's happening.
see.
Moving on to June 27th is the next game, Valkyria Revolution for PS4, Xbox One, and Vita.
Semi. Not gonna lie, I'm only half excited about this, so I mean,
Yeah, if it was a proper Valkyria Chronicles, maybe, but
we'll kind of see how this weird technical semi-turn action RPG thing goes for them. And if it turns out great, then yay. If it doesn't, then well, we all saw this coming. So
it's good.
Then the Golf Club 2 comes out on PS4, Xbox One.
Okay, for a second
And
there, I
PC.
thought you meant like a literal golf club, but then I was like, wait a minute, a group of people, that's a club. That
It means
thing.
two things.
I
Aha!
aha.
and I was like, they can't. Wait, what? How do you play golf? I was like, my brain was like in literal mode, and I was like, wait a minute. After it was like, and then like in like the same like as I was thinking, I was like, wait a minute, it can be more. Yeah, it can be more. It can be a group of people. That's a club. Weird, but yeah, no thanks to no thank you to club or golf games. So
The Golf Club. Elite Dangerous comes out on PS4.
getting that.
June
Would
27th?
have my epic empty space adventures.
I'm interested to see it. Danganronpa, another episode, Ultra Despair Girls, June 27th for PS4.
I already beat it on Vita, so I will not spots. It is pretty enjoyable because it's hilarious. A little dark, but hilarious, but pretty dark.
There is a VR Danganronpa demo you can download right now. It's kind of cool. Standing around with anime people around you. Anyway, June 30th, Tokyo Xanadu for Vita.
I forgot about that. Crap. Oh no. Oh no, I thought it was coming out later. Why? Why? It's fine, I just won't buy it.
All right then. I do not know how to pronounce this one. Area. Aerea.
Yeah, that sounds right. Area.
All right. PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
We're close enough anyway.
I have no idea what this game's about.
I don't know what it's about.
A music-based action RPG where 4 heroes embark on a journey to return the 9 primordial
What? Music-based action RPG?
I've never
Like
but it's
Rhapsody,
fun.
but in action form? I am interested.
I am interested as well. It's probably going to be awful. Who made it?
Sodesco is the publisher. Triangle Studios is the developer.
I've never heard of either of them. It's going to be fantastically terrible. Yes. I might actually buy it because I hate myself.
And then finally, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy comes out June 30th for PS4.
Don't you, if you pre-order the Uncharted DLC, don't you get this for free? Or is that the Jack's?
It's the Jack.
Okay. So I was thinking there was
one of
something
the
that you
Jack
pre-ordered and you
games.
got this for free, but then now
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Because
It's
on
not
the
this
one
one.
hand, I want to get this, but on the other hand, I was not a PlayStation child, so I have no fond memories of Crash. And
Yeah.
I did get those games on the not the virtual console, but the the PS1 versions on the PSN store, but I haven't really played them, so it's like, I could just go back and play those, and then be like, I didn't have to spend any money, so, you know. Because, like RBG said, I am not a graphics whore, so it doesn't bother me to play the old stuff.
Play it ugly.
In that
It doesn't matter.
Sexy 360 by 240 or lower than 480p resolution, whatever it is.
So those are the release dates that they are pretty sure about. Then we got a few here that they don't know exactly, but expect to be in June. Here we go. First one is Arizona Sunshine for PS4 and PC.
This sounds like something Gamer said, I think, about something. He's like, it looks
Sunshine.
amazing or something, I can't remember though.
Step into the mist of a zombie apocalypse as if you were really there, and bash, slash, and explode.
Yeah,
Oh my.
this was not the game Gamer was talking about. So,
It's like, this is certainly not.
it sounded familiar,
I
but
think,
then you
I think
described
it's
it.
a
I was
VR
like,
game,
that is
actually,
not-
Arizona Sunshine.
Yeah, that is not, no.
Then Super Beat Sonic is coming out on PS4 and Xbox One.
If this isn't a music game, they can go F itself.
What is it then? What could it possibly be?
Or a music rhythm action game.
The team at PM Studios is the creative force behind DJ Max Fever, a widely...
Okay,
I also don't know what that game is,
team,
so that doesn't help me
if
at
you're
all.
describing your game, don't be all like, oh dude, we made this other game, it's so awesome, so is this game. It's like that. That's not how that works. Okay.
It's like, I don't know the other game either, so that doesn't. That actually makes me
That's
more
also,
confused.
especially when it's not a well-known mega hit.
Indeed. Then there's a game called The Girl and the Robot for PS4 and PC and Wii U.
The girl and the robot, you say.
I do say.
I have no idea.
The Girl and the Robot is a unique third-person action-adventure game set in a fairy.
Fairy
Ooh.
tale? Something, something?
Why would it be fairy tale? It's a robot. That's
It
like
sort of reminds me of Laputa City in the Sky, the box art, or Castle in the
Yeah,
Sky.
Castle
Is
in
it
the
called
Sky.
Castle in the Sky? Yeah.
Yep, there's a lady in a robot. And the words that she couldn't say, but then she did say.
Maybe. I haven't heard about this one actually.
I don't know what it is. So I don't know. It's weird.
Then we got Neon Drive.
This sounds like a racing game, because it has drive in it.
PS4 and PC. Neon Drive is a slick, retro-futuristic, 80s-inspired action game
Well,
that will
I
make
was
your...
wrong. Action game? Action game. That being said, though, if it is a slick, 80s inspired with neon-y awesomeness, and it's like a throwback, and it looks really awesome, and it's like a 2D sprite situation, I could definitely see myself checking that game out. Like Double Dragon 4, but I haven't played Double Dragon 4, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's it's a game from when the old ones first started making games. As they would say in Horizon. And I could go back and play it like the old ones did.
We are the old ones.
Back when you didn't have to worry about DLC because all the stuff that you unlocked was in the game already. Oh, what?
Oh.
And all the other things we talked about last week as far as the
Unbelievable.
not in the food that you're eating now. They don't put that in the food anymore.
And those are the games of June. Thus wrapping another episode of RRR.
We're pirates.
So I guess we go on to the news, which we're doing live.
Live news.
Yeah, I guess this is my fault because I didn't like pay particular attention to any of the news.
Good job.
I just got the impression that it's sort of that time of year has begun right before E3, and there's like news that people want out, but they don't want it like totally smothered by the news of E3 proper, so they get it out now. And by that, by it, I mean game announcements. Although now that I've said it, I cannot think of which games were announced this
job.
week.
Good job.
Actually, we ended last week's episode of like, oh man, Far Cry, whatever it's called, and then, or Far Cry 5, wow, the number. And then, I can't help it, they had to like make so many games and like they just like they're primal, a subtitle, like randomly. Anyway, Far Cry 5 trailer came out, and yeah, like I mean, it's weird because like on the one hand, thinking about it, like when, like after I'm sorry, okay.
Breathe. Word. Sentences.
Thinking about it after the fact, after the dust had settled, like even going into it, it's like, well, this looks very political. But then when you're thinking about it, it's like games take years to make, so they were like just happened to be ahead of the curve on this one, and it was like, what are we gonna put in here? And then it just things just happened the way they happened, and you know.
Well, I don't know about that
Did you-
because like I doubt they started this one before they finished Primal, so I mean we're already going through some political issues beforehand, so it's possible that it all just bled and they changed stuff at the last minute. They're just like, oh, this can work. This can
Well,
work.
did you read the description of the game?
I think so.
The description of the game makes it seem more like they were just thinking, we want to put a Far Cry in America. How do we do that?
Cults and weird backwaters towns. That's how. Also, I heard it has co-op, so I was like, I'm in.
Because, like, if you think about it, it's kind of Far Cry as usual, right?
Yeah.
Like, Far Cry 4 took place... Like, if you just changed the setting of Far Cry 4 to the US, like, who would those people be? Like, who do we have in the US who could be...
A pagan myth.
Is that Min? Yeah. And then, like, I think you'd naturally go to certain places if you want, like, this like, natural open world and not, like, an urban open world. So like, they could have done a Western, like they could have set it in the past. But I think Ubisoft also makes Call of Juarez,
Yep.
so maybe they didn't want to do that. And so, yeah, like, how do you make Far Cry in America? It shouldn't be that hard. Everyone has guns,
It's true. He's not wrong. So
statistically speaking.
Not everyone, but you know,
No,
everyone could go and
make a
buy
game.
one because that's the way the laws work. Oh, Second Amendment. Oh.
it's enough for a video game.
And
Yeah,
even
like,
if you,
it's
even if you can't just steal one from somebody, because everybody has one. Oh.
It's true.
I think it's just like maybe these people were just like ahead of it all when they were thinking about the future, and like Logan is sort of actually a lot of stuff seems political now, but
Yeah, it's like it could
I
have
think
been
it's just
made
because,
like it was like
I just think it's because of the context that it's getting released.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Just
things
seems
that
like-
used to be normal to say are now political. You know, this is like this is weird.
Cause I was like, oh,
Or-
it's just been getting hotter lately. They're like, oh
Things-
yeah, about that
things that were
climate
normal-
change. So it's like, I just meant it was hotter than yesterday because cooler, but I guess so. So yeah, it's just like it doesn't take much now. Doesn't take much now.
But yeah, like there was a lot of stuff that came out recently, and then stuff happened, and then it was like, wow, this fits perfectly for the time that this thing is finally coming out that we've been working on for years and years. But yeah, like once I read the description, I was like, this just feels like maybe, you know, there are things that they could add to make it more relevant, I guess, to our time. But really, it feels like the basic idea was like, we want to put Far Cry in America. How do we do that?
And that's how we got Far Cry 5.
Apparently. Oh, I guess there was a lot of stuff. Like a Pyre, the next game from the creators of Bastion and Transistor, got a release date. Pretty soon, sometime in the summer. July 25th.
What is this one about? Is it weird and narraty?
It's about like people seeking redemption or something, and they go through these like rites, which are like the combat, and it's sort of the rules of it sort of feel like a sport, but it's combat, and there's no game overs. Apparently, you can lose in combat, and the story adapts and continues. Oh, I guess like Square Enix got rid of IO Interactive, or they are IO Interactive, and the Hitman rights are up for sale.
How much
So
are
that's the
they?
thing that's
I might
happening.
buy them.
Sonic Mania is coming out in August. That's the 2D classic
Yeah.
Sonic being made by a fan of Sonic and not actually Sonic Team.
Yeah.
Tokyo RPG Factory, that studio that Square Enix opened, announced their next game after I Am Setsuna. It's called Lost Sphere. Builds on the battle system of I Am Setsuna. Also shares a similar art style.
Isn't it like 2018 for the date on that?
I think it's like early 2018.
Early 2018. PS4, PC, and Switch.
Speaking of Switch, the Monster Hunter Money Machine got announced. Monster
Returning
Hunter
to
XX.
Or no, continue on Nintendo. Yep. That is apparently coming to the Switch.
So, you know, if anybody was like, oh, what could stop this money train called the Nintendo Switch? Well, I don't think it's stopping. I think I'll just keep going because they got a Monster Hunter game. So in Japan, they're good. They're good for the next 10 years or however long.
Monster
Because they really like that
Hunter.
game. And now you can just take your console with you wherever you go. So it's like, it was a foregone conclusion once they got a Monster Hunter game. And now they got
Well,
a
I
Monster
mean,
Hunter game.
Monster Hunter games were already on like the handheld, so they could take them anywhere to begin with. It wasn't like
Now RPG, you can
it's
play them
new.
on a big screen.
I mean, bigger screen.
Or a slightly bigger screen.
Yeah, but it's like,
Or a big screen.
but I should point out there have been home console releases too. Just we haven't got.
Yeah, like the Monster Hunter Try thing and stuff. Whatever, Japan. Who cares?
I care because I love Japan. They're my favorite.
Apparently, Kerbal Space Program developers were purchased by Take-Two, but
Yep.
looks like they will remain independent but have more resources.
That's cool. For them. PlayStation Plus games for June were announced. They will be Killing Floor 2
Yeah, I
and
finally get it.
Life is Strange for PS4.
Ooh, I could finally play that game that Tekken's talking about and be like, "Hey, mine ended differently because I'm a horrible person." So I personally
RPG is
strange
going to be
that
the
way.
mean girl.
Life
It's going to
is
be Mean
strange.
Girls. Life is Strange
That
edition.
was such a great movie.
It was. PS3 titles will be Abyss Odyssey and WRC 5 World Rally Championship. And on Vita, a game called Spy Chameleon, which is an arcade puzzler, and a top-down roguelike shooter called Neon Chrome.
That
And
sounds
both of those
awful.
are also on PS4 via cross-buy. So, yeah, hurry up and download your May games, because those are going to end soon, and the June ones will be up next Tuesday.
Oh, also, as we like to say on this podcast, never count out Nintendo, because their shares have hit an 8-year high after the announcement of Monster Hunter XX. So, you're like, oh man, Wii U was so
Called
bad.
Double Cross, not
Game over,
XX.
man. They don't have anything
Jeez.
left in them. It's over, man. It's like it's never game over with Nintendo. That should be their slogan or something never game over. And yeah, they're on the up and up. And we'll probably have another headline of them losing billions or millions of dollars, or that one time when they just lost hundreds of millions. It was ridiculous. But hey, they got more than zero. And that's all that matters. And they're still in the game. So never game over because Nintendo Power or something. But not the magazine because it's out of business or out of print. So, not that Nintendo Power, but just Nintendo Power because the company is so, that
Yeah.
resilient.
Stuff. There was a duo, the exciting one is a Future Labs, I think it's called. They made Velocity and Velocity 2X. They just announced their next game is a PSVR game called Tiny Tracks. It's like slot cars in virtual reality. Looks pretty exciting.
A lot of cars, you say.
Yeah, it's like Pixel Junk Racers, but less players and all around you.
Okay.
Pixel Junk Racers.
Also, Square Enix, Final Fantasy VII Remastered and Kingdom Hearts 3 are still as far as 3 years away from a proper release. So,
Yay!
2020 and beyond. If we get there, just saying, darkest timeline. So,
It's timeline.
keep on keeping on. And I'm glad I took down my cloud thingy as my profile, or not, cover photo on my Facebook and Twitter. Because, yeah, I can't just leave it up there for like another 3 years. I gotta switch that out, man.
I mean, it's possible that they're lying. You know how it goes with them.
Right.
You mean lying and it'll come out sooner?
No, much later.
I was about to say, there's no way it's coming
We'll
out
see
sooner
it.
than
They're gonna
that.
be like, so it got transferred to the PS5
Oh my gosh,
because
it's like
we also changed the name
it's
from
like
Final Fantasy VII to Final Fantasy
what
16
was the
because
one Type Zero? It'll be like Type Zero, where it's like we talked about it, and then like there's a whole console generation that happened, and then it came out after that one.
not Type
Because
Zero versus
no,
because
Type Zero
Type
was a
Zero
PS4 game, right?
well no, but it came out in Japan way before that though. It just got
F-Zero
ported.
was a mobile game
Yeah, but like Versus like was like such a
first.
long time that they had to change it into a proper Final Fantasy game. So it's like only if like effing if it takes like such that would be like amazing or like super weird if like Final Fantasy like they like we didn't get 16 or like we got 16 eventually like thousands of years from now, but like that understatement. But like the next game would be like 7-2 or whatever, or something weird. As far as like,
Seven,
or like we'd get like a whole
Seven.
like anthology of seven of like 7-2 prequel to 7.
Super Crisis
Yeah,
Core
like all the
Alpha
like the entire anthology of like all the 7
under
games.
325
Yeah, like
days
whatever
by
the
sleep
that
with
console
side of
generation technology
fries,
was that. It's like yeah,
7
we're gonna like make this
ducks.
a like since we already know like it's not going to be just like one season of discs or whatever they said when they're like we're going to make it episodic. It's going to be the whole enchilada of like 7, like all of the 7,
Enchilada.
like Crisis Core, Advent
Ooh,
Children.
they might do that. They might put like Crisis Core as like part of the episode. It'll be the prologue, and
Yeah,
then
it's all
you
of them.
do the proper
And then like
7, and
Dirge of
then
Cerberus in there somewhere.
well, no, they won't do that. That's just awful. Don't do that. And then they can do Advent
But
Children as an
they
actual
have
playable thing, and we'd have the
the
technology by then to
entire
make it.
the entire 7 whatever
You can pre-
game
We'll just
game
pretend that
series.
never happened. No, we're not doing that.
They'll even
We're
have
not
a
doing that.
game version of Advent Children. It's like a game and a
Yeah,
movie.
they do. It's called Final Fantasy 15, and that's why it took so long to come out. But also, we would have like I can only imagine how powerful the PS5 will be by the time these two come out. So it might be like actually okay if they come out in the next generation instead. Because I can only imagine. Oh my gosh, Kingdom Hearts would be so amazing. Oh
I would
my
be fine with that
gosh.
actually because, in my opinion, PS4 is kind of underpowered from the games I'm playing. Where it's like, oh, we can't make 60 frames and 1080p all the
Yeah.
time.
And especially since it's like the final Kingdom Hearts game, I kind of want it to be like at its peak for everything.
Yeah.
So maybe they should just hold off.
Leave no stone unturned. I want unlimited power for this
And I can only
one.
imagine how many Disney properties would have come out by then too. So it's like, oh my gosh, so many things could be added to it.
Star Wars
So,
level, oh man, and a Marvel level because it took that long that they bought Disney and Marvel. Or I'm sorry,
it's
they
true.
bought Marvel and Star Wars.
Marvel and yeah, they bought two entire franchises in the span of this. So this could work. This could work. I mean, we're already getting a Big Hero 6 world, so I mean, they are putting Marvel stuff in there, so it's possible. It's possible. Make it happen. Make it happen, man. That would be cool. That would be cool. Then you can have like they can even do like the Clone Wars show because it's like animated, so they could do that and then like have the characters from the show in there, and then they could change the art style for the world so that the Kingdom Hearts people look like the people from the Clone Wars world. It could be all weirdly rendered and everything. That could be cool. Yes, they should just hold off. Just wait until I've gotten myself too excited for this now, so now you have to wait.
Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, apparently it was being developed like externally, and then recently Square Enix decided to move development internally so that they could control everything, including quality and the schedule.
Because Tetsuya
Don't know if that's
Nomura's
good.
his power-hungry control. Just saying. Just saying. Where's that get ya? So yeah, we're definitely not getting that console generation because,
I mean, part of it is
look at what
probably
happened to
because
13.
I mean,
Versus.
well, no, 13 actually came out versus got switched to an entire different console generation. So that
Yeah, but then they had to make a trilogy out of 13 to recoup the development costs.
they didn't have to. They kind of
Oh,
changed
RPG.
because they're trying to ride on the whole lightning train at the time. They're just like, well, we got her. might as well use her. And then they made those awful games after, and I was like, oh, this is just not good. But they didn't stop. They didn't stop.
They never know when to stop.
So when 13.4 inevitably gets announced somehow, just know that we could have avoided all of
It's
this.
funny because I was about to say, be glad, 13 fans, you never got a Dirge Cerberus, and RPG was like 13.4, and I was like, ooh, never mind, because it could have happened. Because they don't know when to stop. They just know when to stop.
Because there was already that talk about 10.3, despite the fact that 10 came out like forever and a day ago. So it's like, don't ever count it. I mean, 15.2 still has to get announced too. So there's that, the inevitable 15.2. So, although I don't know how that one's gonna work though, because reasons. So,
I don't know why they would make a 13.4. They it's far easier for them to just port all the 13 stuff as one collection to PS4 and call it a day.
Say they're gonna do that to begin. I already think they're gonna do that anyway, as their
Lightning Collection.
as their coming out party for
13.4,
sequels.
which will be out in 6 or 7 years.
Well, no, they already have the framework for those. All they have to do is plug in stuff and be like, well, here it is. Here's your crap. Enjoy. Although, then again, considering how both of those games ended, maybe they can't do sequels for either of them now. So, never mind. They would have to do something else. So 7
More
would have
time
to
travel.
The
The second time travel game.
I don't think it would be possible because
I didn't finish that
so
one.
many reasons. So many reasons. So, yeah. So they would have to be working on 16, I guess. Would probably just be another MMO until they can buy themselves some time. Because then people will be too busy playing that for like ever because MMOs don't ever end. And they'd be like, we just bought ourselves like 20 years, guys. We could totally finish 7 by then. 20 years later, it's like, okay, guys, we kind of have to buckle down on this. We only got halfway done in the game. And it's like, it's a game that already technically exists. Like, guys, how did we drop the ball on this? Because it's not like they have to, like, I mean, basically, think about it. 7 already exists, so they don't have to do anything new except for, like, revamping, like, the battle system with their playing. Because, like, the story's already there. The characters are, like, everything's already been done. I mean, they've done it themselves. They've already done it for themselves. So it's like, so, I mean, basically, I guess it would just be building it from the ground up graphically, because obviously you can't port a game that looked like that over to a current console. So,
Plus, they already did.
plus they already did. So there's that. So yes.
Earlier, we were talking about Prey support for PS4 Pro, which was on the box but non-existent in practice. A new patch came out today, 1.04, that does add Pro support. Enables screen space reflections, higher quality shadows, improved textures. So, yay, stuff.
Yay!
Yay! Apparently the Payday designers have a new game, and it is a 4-player hardcore co-op action horror first-person shooter
What does that even mean?
called GTFO. I am not joking. And the tagline is "Work together or die together."
But I'm still stuck on the hardcore
What?
part. What exactly?
GTFO.
Probably you die easily. Maybe.
Oh, I mean, it's a horror game, so obviously, but why would that need to... That's
What is
weird.
hardcore the opposite of these days?
Casual.
Softcore, I guess?
Is it casual? Are there any casual co-op zombie shooters?
Call of Duty. The zombie mode that everybody
That's
loves.
true.
Or not everybody, but you know, the legions of people that
A lot of people do.
play it for hours on end and worship it and are like, oh, this is the best thing ever. It never gets old. It's the only reason I buy this game every 12 months. Like your friends, Tropical, that you used to play with all the time.
Yes.
Until
Now
they're
we
like,
play
I'm not going to buy
StarCraft.
new hardware for this.
Although they did.
Oh.
We played Destiny for a while. back when like you super loved it.
Cool.
You remember that time, right?
I
Actually
sold
don't remember
PS4
that time.
console on the
I am
Destiny.
like so toxic in my relationship with that game. I can't even remember the times that were good and I liked it. It's like, did I ever like that game? Did I ever like that game? I don't even remember the good times. Like the only
Aw.
one good time I remember is like eating to Lighthouse the first time. I was like, yes, this is amazing. This is the best thing ever. Oh my gosh! Or just the first time clearing the raids on hard mode, or all those fun times. But then outside those cherry popping moments, it's all about the grind in between and like, oh, this is terrible. Oh, I hate this. Why am I doing this to myself? Oh, I can't stop. Oh, I need to stop. Oh, you should stop taking. No, I can't stop. Oh, it's fun. No, it's not fun. I hate it. Oh, why I'm playing. Yeah. All those times. Just grinding away my soul in that game.
Oh.
Uncry these tears.
It's true.
Wow, that's the Destiny song.
You're welcome, everyone.
Me now.
I can't unbreak my heart because it's shattered
Aw.
into countless
So
pieces.
sad.
And
So
now I'm
sad.
dead inside forever. I hate you forever, Destiny and Bungie. You know what you've done to me.
Aw.
I guess we will end on this because it relates to what we talked about earlier. Star Trek Bridge Crew is now the pack-in game for the HTC Vive. Still costs a lot. Still costs a lot to get the Vive. But free game, eh? And so I guess it's good enough that it is something that people will... I mean, I guess their assumption is people will get this and play it and be like, this was totally worth $800. It wasn't.
I don't think so, Droptical. If you know the value of money, that's not how that works. Because I don't think
I
I've
do
ever
not
played
know
a
the
game
value of
and I
money.
was like, this is worth $800.
Hilarious. All right, so that's our news.
I mean, maybe when I'm playing effing Legend of Zelda, The Twilight Princess, and I'm like, man, $250 for this? Hell yeah. Like, pfft, totally worth it. $800 effing dollars? F no. I mean, I wouldn't spend that money, obviously, but it's like, yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, Tekken wouldn't do it. Tekken, yeah, there's no $800 game for Tekken, because, like, pfft, yeah, you better drop that price, because Tekken ain't buying it $800 with your one game where you just look down and you can't see because you're driving the ship and it's like, oh, I might hit something, and you hit something. Choptable.
Fun.
Okay, so yeah, aimlesspodcast.com, Aimless Babble Z, check us out, or Google us, or, maybe on your adventures Googling us, you'll find something more interesting or better, or just weird. Nothing wrong with that, so, have fun with those Google adventures. Anything to say before we sign off, RPG?
Alrighty.
Anything to say before we sign off, Technical?
I hear Wonder Woman is good.
Still,
I'm
anything,
excited to see it.
still thinking of something to say, RPG?
Oh.
Nothing? Okay, alright. So, Aimless Babble Z. Until you hear from us again next episode. And we're now signing off.